Okay.
I haven't done the total
So-
thing, but
Last time, you guys were still in Whetstone. You guys were still split up.
speaking of wet paper bags.
Leveled up.
Ding, ding, ding.
I won't go
The time
through
is.
the whole thing of what each group was doing and whatnot, unless you guys need me to review that.
I remember.
Talking to Vlad and all of that.
Hanging out with potatoes
The
and
last time, you guys, the bigger group, went up to the manor and actually spoke to the Lord and Lady, and talked with them, found out some information. The two clerical people in the party found out some information about what possibly could be going on, and that the Lord and Lady are under some sort of influence. Sybil also, yes, no, not quite that, a little bit more sinister than that. Sybil also wrote a note to the butler after doing a drawing of him. So we will see where that thread possibly leads to. So, they also asked about possibly giving a tour of the mine and whether or not they could actually see like the process of how imbumonite is refined and whatnot. And they also asked about or mentioned about possibly meeting the captain of the guard as well. So then the hand was extended after being asked about by the party. Sybil is extended a hand to actually stay in the manor for the night, but she said that she wanted to go and do some things with the rest of the group for the rest of the day. And you guys were told that you would be contacted about the following day whether or not it would work to have a tour with the foreman of the mine.
Quit throwing rocks.
So we pick up with you guys still in Whetstone after the meeting with the Lord and Lady. What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to talk to?
If I remember right, Sybil wanted to contact,
Her people,
yes,
my people call your people.
possibly,
Okay.
to talk to the cleric over in Harbor.
Kings Harbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old cage.
And she was going to inform, what's his name? It's not Kramer.
Our dude in the house back in
Isaac?
Isaac.
I
I
think
don't know why I can't remember Isaac's too biblical.
means
It's too
laughter.
biblical.
Well, he sounds like a
Oh,
sacrifice,
Lord.
and we don't want anyone to pass away around it.
Sacrifice.
So, to inform him about the takeover of the temple over here and the atrocities of how the people are treated, and the Lord and Lady are both controlled from a supernatural source that they're wearing on their fingers, and they're oblivious to that. So it's of dire need that this is taken back from whatever forces that have deceitfully took the town over, and requesting help, and also to make sure information is documented that this is a problem that's connected to the belief structure of the creator over here and is related to the temple connections throughout the land. And also if there could be a support type of
Mission.
well, I guess a military support along with political support
Send the MPs.
And then if what they can do, and we do know that there are other towns around that we were told that help do guarding for the possibility of people doing guards for if they buy Bumanite. But obviously they have some sort of military in those towns too, policing people. I'm sure they don't want a town in the middle of them being controlled by some higher up notorious group that affects the whole realm. And if they would help out and aid also in the reclaiming of the town, that put the family back into the proper perspective instead of being manipulated by an outside evil force.
Okay. All right. Well, we will have to tackle that when Sybil actually
Yes.
joins us here today.
So I'm putting that in as a reservation
Okay.
interaction.
Yep.
No matter what time frame we do it.
Yep.
Put it
Okay.
on the
And
down.
she'll say it in a better,
More eloquent way.
than my rabbling.
Okay. What does everybody else? Anything else anybody wants to do, accomplish? Go and talk to somebody. Go see something.
Well, Kara and Derek.
What time of day is it?
Well, you guys were meeting late morning, so this would be
Lunchtime?
around getting close to lunchtime.
Bygones, always think about your stuff.
Kara and Derek, aka Kara and her silent garden gnome on a rope, are clunk clunk clunk. Are you crying? We have been in the cellar growing roots. So, but I already talked to the people that were meeting in the root cellar from the resistance. And now that I know people from the resistance know that I'm there, at least the important people know that I'm there, I will be a little more likely to leave the safety of being hidden. I have disguise now. But also I pointed out to him, even just in the other week, I'm like, we still have those disguises and those masks from King's Harbor
From the festivities.
in the endless pouch of holding. Mary Poppins would be proud.
Endless.
And who has the pouch of holding?
I know I have at least one pouch of holding. I
It's
have a
being-
pull-off,
But is it
and
the
then I have a pouch
Is
of
it the
holding.
pouch of holding that has all the stuff in it? Because that is your responsibility to keep track of what is in it.
Yes, I'm assuming it's in there.
Well, we don't deal with assumptions.
Well, it's not like I bought it and was like
Lugging it around on the shoulder.
tossing it.
Just
We
saying,
bought it.
if you're gonna
We did not say
with the
that we
pouch of
tossed it
holding,
either.
you need to keep
Just
track
saying.
of what is in it because it's not just I keep some money in there. No, there's other stuff that gets thrown in
Well,
there.
that would be my mom.
Could Grace say, if you want it, write it down now?
Yes, if you want it, write it down now on a sheet of paper or something.
Because now it matches your non-weapon ability of disguise.
Sure.
Unless you want to wear potatoes and onions.
Just
Could be accomplished.
take a
Just
blank
take
sheet
a-
of
take
paper,
a blank
put
sheet of
pouch of
paper.
holding, and
Yes.
then list what you have in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to. I know
That's-
I already have the
Capacity.
like stuff.
Mhm.
I just didn't mark beside it. It's in the page. Didn't mark. But I will. So I have that. And like Derek
What do you look like?
is Derek.
Yeah, what do you look
What do you look like? The Witch of Endor?
I'll get you, mate.
Well, yeah, no,
You
we've
blend
been
right
in the
in with the
dirt.
cleric, evidently.
We've been in the dirt. All you gotta do is
Look a little scruffier.
and
Um,
you're good.
That's
How
not
was
dirt.
that again?
You're good.
Does that improve the look?
A little bit.
I'm sorry. No, it goes like this.
You're up to a 4.
Does it go like this? Is this okay?
Windstorm.
go.
They always make miniatures like that. Action.
Yeah.
The hair blowing.
Yeah.
The cape blowing in the
Where's
wind.
the hair flip?
Huzzah!
Does it go like this? How's this? Is this okay? No.
Oh, marvelous, dear.
We'll work with it.
Putting on the Ritz.
Yeah.
We won't play that.
No. Might have to get up and dance. But yes. So I have to remember what that even looks like. I know I have it. I don't remember what it even looks like.
Well, just don't go and try.
Okay, or do the hula. So yeah, Derek is Derek. He doesn't like. I'm sure he knows how to follow without being seen.
In the town?
Yep. I mean,
Without
he did
dodging
it
and
for so
jumping.
long in Kings Harbor, and then just appeared. So yeah, obviously,
You
of
guys
course,
also
Oak
were
will
not
have to stay in the
actively-
woods.
Looking to see if somebody was following you either, so
Yeah, but.
so it wasn't very hard.
But my thing is I can go to the inn, said hotel. It's not that fruit.
The mud puddle?
Yes. I can go to the muddy hole
Yeah, that's good.
and
Oh, muddy.
I can just meet part of the party there instead of you guys having to keep using the sending stone.
Okay.
And I can help contribute by
So you and Derek are
Being in
heading
the town
to the
too.
inn.
yes.
Okay.
To the mud hole.
So you guys head into the inn, and are you getting anything to eat, or are you?
Yes.
No, I mean,
Food,
Kara
yes.
and Derek.
Mr.
Guard
B.
the
Derek will-
silent. No. Okay. Yes.
Silent.
Why not? Food.
Because she hasn't met up with us again, right?
Yeah, she has not met up with you
Okay.
guys yet.
I haven't seen you guys since we was camping in the woods on our way to
That's
town.
5 copper pieces for a meal, then.
It's a great laser etching you did over there.
It is. I was impressed myself.
Okay. So you guys, after your meeting, where are you guys going? Back to the lodge or what?
Well, I mean, I'm not here to cause a stir anywhere.
But double.
I mean, I still am curious about what's going on over at the temple,
Okay.
but I probably shouldn't.
We're gonna go eat.
stir up anything. And Sybil's with us because she was going to be with us for the rest of the day and then go
Mhm.
back there.
Yep.
So I suppose we'd probably go back to the muckle.
Okay. So, Kara and you are sitting there with Derek. You guys are enjoying a meal, and next thing you know, the rest of your party walks in.
We look like ourselves.
Although I do not. My complexion is a little bit uneven.
Time doesn't look like it was nice to you.
Wasn't the only thing. You don't know what it's like sleeping on top of a bag of turnips.
You seem very earthy today.
I'm a down-to-earth person, that's what I say.
Get down to your roots. Huh?
Yep.
Quite literally, this
Yes.
is where your roots were.
Yes, literally. Down to the roots.
Mhm.
But yes.
We met some of your roots, actually.
Oh, are they moldering?
Well, they look quite
Shiny?
prosperous.
No.
Yeah, they were prosperous,
Yep.
but didn't seem to be themselves.
Oh, they are not what they once were.
No, but we would speak about this later in private. We're here to eat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Phil's face with food.
You guys eating as well? Or
I didn't buy anything yet. So
Anybody that's getting a meal, it's 5 copper for a meal.
Even for the bygones.
Yep.
Wow, really? Proportional size doesn't matter?
One
Well,
serving is
unless
one
he
serving.
wants to.
Don't-
Yeah.
Unless he wants to get like 2 plates worth or whatever, then. you know,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That might not suffice to buy a regular
This is a meal, like one meal is,
a
equivalent
plate
to.
with a leg and some
Yeah,
potatoes.
yeah.
Well. Oh yeah, I'll buy a plate. You said 5 copper?
5 copper.
I wish I would have done that at Wendy's.
So to make sure I understand correctly, the change with the ability slots is we get 2 more a level than we have been.
Correct. You'll
So we
get 2 at level up, and then midway through, you'll get another 2.
So you should have.
What's midway?
It depends on the level that you guys are at. Like, I'm keeping track of points that you guys get as you do different things, either in the story or have encounters or fight things or whatever. And to go from like level 4 to level 5, you need a certain amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to halfway to that point mark, that's when you're halfway through the level, and I'll let you guys know. Okay, you reach the halfway point, you guys gain another 2 slots.
2 slots before you get the grand total.
Just so you guys are seeing some progression, because as you guys level up, it's going to be longer. It's going to take a little bit longer to get through levels.
Mm-hmm.
So this will allow you guys to see some progression as we get up in level.
So the 2's halfway, the 3's when
At the
you
end.
level up.
Because it's 5 total. When you actually level, you get that 3. When you're halfway, you get 2. Because that's the number you have. You have
Is that right?
3 plus
I understand
2
that right?
equals 11.
Did I? Or was that for the blessings and miracles?
No.
I don't know. Just says slots gained at each level
Mm-hmm.
with the screenshot you sent.
You didn't see the numbers?
The screenshot. Well, that the screenshot that I sent for the picture with the that's the blessing and miracle stuff for the clerics.
So with the slots, that's
That's
slots
still-
for them.
Yes, that's for them.
Okay. So then what's it for everyone else?
It's 4 per level. But so you'll get 2 at the beginning when you level up, and then
Oh,
2
so they
halfway
get
through.
an additional.
Well, the clerics, because we're not doing experience points, they need a way to be able to.
Well, Blessing Miracle slots are different than abilities.
Correct.
Right. That's why they get
Yes.
an extra
Yeah,
one.
theirs is different. But
Yeah, we get Blessings and Miracle slots, and we get non-weapon abilities.
Okay, so we get
It's
2
not
midway, 2 when we level up.
correct.
Right. That's
Okay.
what's-
Yes.
So at level 4, we need an additional 10 for 0, 1,
Correct.
2, 3, 4.
Because there's 5 levels. You said 5 and 2.
Including 0.
Because
So
we
0
get to 2 from midway.
Well,
Four.
at level 0, you start off like right off the bat.
You get 5.
So then whenever.
But you still get a midway, which we didn't
I did
do.
not count a midway on that one.
Okay, so I
it
get
was
8.
So it was, yeah. So you had 8 slots that you get as of last session. You guys reached halfway.
Okay.
Through level 4.
8.
So
Right.
a total of 8.
Good to know.
That's non-weapon and weapon.
Correct. It's the combined ability.
Yep.
Do you feel the need to add anything, like weapon-wise, to you right now?
I just want to write the number down so I know how
So
what
yeah.
I
Well,
have.
it wouldn't take long. We're out of town.
But as you guys are eating, is there anything that you guys want to try to discuss, or are you guys just going to eat and then what do you?
I would say discuss in private, because we're in the middle of a room with a bunch of everyone can sit there and listen to us. And if
Okay.
we want to be
So you guys
incognito, that's not what you
eat,
do.
and then you guys go up to one of your guys' rooms, so you guys can discuss in private.
Yeah, we have 3 rooms.
Yep. So what do you? Well, you guys are now in the one of your guys' rooms.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine. I'm sure we wouldn't mind sharing a room just to talk.
We're on her room.
Aww.
Yeah, she doesn't have a room.
Where are we? What?
We're in a room.
And there's no
Some
vegetables.
random guy comes back like,
What are you guys doing in here? We I guess we would like to talk to Kara and say, hey, you You
So-
look different. You smell different. I like the look.
I smell like onions.
You look more rangerish right now than we've ever seen you.
Rangy.
Rangy, grungy, yeah, it's all in there.
At home on the.
Yeah, you look a walking municipal thing.
Uh-huh.
Curious, it must be Kimberly.
Yep.
I guess we can hold up until she's hooked in then, because she'll be wanting the conversation to interact with,
Yeah. It'll be easier to let her interact.
and then instead of rehashing it. It takes a while for the dog to get off the internet.
Ding-a-ling. Hear me?
He's wanting some cat treats.
Your call is important to us. Please hold while we get you the next available representative.
It's a lot. But
Is.
Stop.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
You're totally fine.
oh, you were home for 2 hours and you just finally got a hold of us?
Yeah, I was it. I said, I'll just wait.
Thanks. The absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Day of rest, so I'm giving it a rest. No.
Can you hear everybody okay?
Yeah, I just finished, flushing toilets and turning off heaters and stuff.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fun.
Say something,
Yeah.
Raylog.
Yeah, Chance really uses stuff he shouldn't use.
He does.
Okay, so right now, Kara and Derek ventured out of the root cellar and ended up going to the inn and eating a meal. You guys were coming back from your meeting with the Lord and Lady and decided that it was about time for lunch. So you guys were going to the inn and saw Kara and Derek, although Kara looks a little bit different than she usually does. And
Looking more like Corbine every
after
time.
eating, you guys
Not
went
that
up to one of your guys' paid rooms to discuss shared information to figure out what to do next.
Cool. Work smart.
So that's where we are.
Cool.
So, what have you guys learned, Derek says?
Torvine. No, Torvine was talking first. Wasn't I? What, right, Cara? I was in the
Huh?
process of
How
talking.
did the meeting go with the Lord and Lady?
Oh,
To
yes.
find out any more new information.
Torvine was just about to tell us about that.
It's supposed to be an interactive thing, but I shall go first. It seemed like the Lord and Lady weren't themselves. They seemed to have had some sort of outside force that was overthrowing their minds. And I was able to identify some of this outside power that they were wearing. They were wearing a ring that seemed to be altering their thoughts.
So
that
only one of them was wearing a ring, or
they both were wearing a ring. I could only identify one. But I don't see any reason why the other one wasn't of equal menacing on the other.
you say that it was affecting their mind?
Yes, I just got blue screened again. Can't believe
The
it.
blue screen of death.
It just follows
What is
me.
this
Sure.
that you speak of?
Well, it's
It is
glowing.
death.
It's glowing blue, not red, not purple. Blue.
Okay.
Yes, it's well. To be specific, it was a ring of charm,
Okay.
which would be able to program them to think a certain way, so they won't be able to make their usual decisions that they could have made, but they're influenced by another.
So really, the Lord and Lady are not in charge of Whetstone as they once were,
Correct.
everyone here is left up to their own whims, basically.
Forever who's in charge, outside of the palace, yeah. Whoever this is in charge of the Crimson Blade, the guard. Whoever who's in charge of them is the one calling the shots.
Did you happen to see?
We're gonna meet him tomorrow.
We're gonna meet the head guard,
Yeah, we're gonna go meet up with him tomorrow.
Maxwell.
Okay.
Let me see.
Check my notes.
Yes,
Maxwell.
Maxold is the name
Yeah.
of the captain of the guard.
Yeah.
And if he's the captain of the guard, there's a high percentage chance that he's in with the Crimson Blade.
I thought he was the leader of the Crimson Blade.
Well, I don't know if he's a previous member of the guard who's just doing what he's told.
Well, what do you think, Derek? Is that the same guy?
Do you know of a name that's?
I do not recognize this name. I mean, I
Yeah, he's
know
definitely the guy.
the Crimson Blade by reputation.
No, but we mean a guard that works here in the past.
When I was here
There was
and
no
I was
Maxwell.
set on my
Right.
assignment, the old guard was still in charge.
Right.
And
Maxwell wasn't drafted
granted, from what you guys are telling me on how the Lord and Lady are acting, and I'm sure you guys probably would share the information of the questions that you guys were asking them and they didn't really have answers to them and they were kind of dumbfounded.
We're kind of used to that.
He definitely would say that that is out of character
That
for
doesn't sound
them,
like him.
and that when he was here
Well, wait,
before, he would say that they were their normal selves and weren't under the
Okay.
influence of
Influence.
something. I mean, at least not the direct influence. They might have already been threatened via what you guys already know from what he told you,
Right. This is beyond.
this is a step farther to obviously someone wanted to solidify and ensure their dominance over the Lord and Lady and their control over.
Is
Whetstone.
being controlled by a type of bribery or extortion is one thing, but to alter a mind directly, supernaturally, is way different.
Yes.
So that we found out.
And we know from our meeting with the resistance leaders that they've been trying to reach out to neighboring villages, but have had no luck on rallying help to overthrow the current occupants of the Whetstone.
Do all the villages all together know they were all reached out to, or just individually? If they knew all together that all the villages were reached out at the same time, then maybe that would make a difference between, like, as an individual village, will you help?
From what we were told, there was members of the old guard that were sent to neighboring villages. They weren't very specific on which ones or how many, but they did reach out and they have not heard anything back, and there's been
How
no
long ago
troops
was
or
that?
anything showing up.
How long ago was that?
They said that this was something that they've been working on, and within the last couple weeks they gave up on the idea of reaching out and just started training those that were willing to take up arms here in the village against the current occupants.
So the people that reached out, did they come back?
Yeah, there wasn't any reports of them not coming back,
Oh, okay.
so.
So what did they say they needed? And why did they need it? What was their message to the outside villages?
Some of them said that they requested to have an audience with the leadership, and they they basically were told that they had to make an appointment, and then when they were told when the next opening would be, it was an extremely long wait, and they didn't want to wait because it was going to be like
So
a
they
week
were
or so.
stonewalled.
Yeah, or
alright.
they were just flat out told that, we don't believe you, and, something like that. If that happened, Kings Harbor would take care of it, and they would help.
So the outside
not our
villages
concern.
are thinking that they're too small to help.
Either that,
Or the
or
authority.
they just outright didn't believe this individual showing up and saying that Whetstone is currently being occupied and taken advantage of by an evil force of some kind.
All right, so, but it sounds like then they would respond to a higher authority for convincement compared to just a townsperson coming from here to there.
That's a possibility.
They need clout, something to,
Something weighty.
good
But
words.
we all know from being in Kings Harbor too that they were just hit by an incursion too. I mean, the surrounding villages and towns might not know that as of now, but
Yeah.
we know from being there. So,
Which could be a two-way look at it. One is we need to support this because it looks connected, or we need to lick our wounds. So you can look at it either way. But we don't know until we inquire.
correct. So, what do you guys think is the best course of action then?
Well, Sybil,
What?
the first course of action I think we were going to do was talk to Isaac.
Yeah.
And give him an update of the heresy going on in the temple.
I know we already told him.
I thought we did too. I didn't hear it on the notes of what happened last.
Okay.
But I know we said we were going to
I
do
can
it.
just add it to my list of things to just re-mention in case we already did.
All right, it's fine. Time goes by.
Yeah.
What
They
I
talked
remember
to
you
Tyrone,
guys
but that was it.
doing after the meeting with, you guys talked to Isaac about the possibility of him being contacted.
That was a long time ago.
I know.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you also contacted your dad about letting him know that you were going to be talking to the Lord and Lady, and then you talked to him afterwards after the meeting as well.
Okay, so you don't have anything about up to date. Okay, Kimberly. See, he doesn't have it.
Okay, then I'll just
Lay
say
it
it then when I talk to him. Yeah.
Smooth.
Okay.
Okay, so you reaching out to Isaac then?
Oh, you want to do that right now?
Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
That's up to you. What do
No,
you
it's
guys want
fine.
to
Okay,
do?
give me a list of bullet points that you want to say. This only lasts for a minute at a time, and I only get 5. Plus, I'm sleeping not with you guys tonight, so I'd like to have at least one in case I get, dragged out of my bed in my sleep or something.
Yeah, you never know when the butler wants to feed you.
Or when he
So I
says,
can at least be like, help! And then, you die or something.
Jenga.
Well, it doesn't work when you're unconscious,
Yeah.
though, does it?
No, it does not.
It's like the spirit is
Roll
speaks
a wisdom save to
especially
see
for
if you
you if
wake
you
up.
don't have the words for
like
it.
Gandalf holding the Palantir. It doesn't work if
Wow.
you're asleep. Even if you sleep with your eyes open, it still doesn't
Indeed.
work.
Okay. So you're reaching out to Isaac.
Okay, yeah. Does everyone have, the bullet points that I'm
Okay.
supposed to tell them?
All right, the first thing is the temple's been compromised and a wizard is in charge of it.
Right, okay.
That's the first thing.
Bull wizard.
The second, the Lord and Lady are charmed by wearing these rings by an outside
Lord
source.
and Lady. Charmed. Huh?
Right, evil though, evil source. Because they're
Evil.
yeah, that
Charmed for
sounds
good.
more dramatic. Yeah, imperative.
Yeah. They were evil
by
before.
evil.
They
Okay,
weren't the
alright.
first
Yeah,
Got 2, 2, 2. Two points.
Game Master wants you to send reinforcements here.
What?
I thought that'd be direct. It'll happen then. If it's endorsed by the Game Master, I mean, then we'll get the reinforcements.
What in the world is a game master?
The voice from the
Weirder,
cloud.
Norvine.
There was a voice from
You
the
guys are
cloud.
hearing voices?
Asteroid
I
falls
don't
from the
know.
sky, kills everyone.
I don't know. I'm next to someone who smells like potatoes and onions and garlic and whatever in mud. A little horse something or other mixed in there.
Think
Yeah.
King's
Smelling
Harbor
tuberous.
can-
Giant meteor, everyone dies.
Apparently they weren't sweet potatoes.
You can also write that the actual cleric that was there is missing.
Yeah, okay. Temple, wizard, cleric missing.
The nuns are going
And
missing.
that would cause some disturbance to you
Yes.
because he made you what you are morally.
Well, also, I don't think it just disturbs me. I think it also, for once in our life, we've seen Derek has a emotional response to this, at least on his face.
When he hears
Yeah, because
that he's gone.
he
yeah.
was
I mean, he
someone
knew,
completely different before then.
Yeah, I mean, you guys weren't there in the cellar when it was
No.
mentioned.
But I'm just saying it would be when we mention it.
Yeah.
So
You can see stuff.
yeah. Can you cry? Can we see that? You know what? Alligator tears.
Pumpkin those
That's some
crocodile
salt.
tears.
I've salt. No, you start to look like special ed or something. Okay.
I'm around
We
kids
play
that cry for real
soldiers,
and for
I
fake.
Okay. I guess the next would be need to contact surrounding villages for support, but need your not wait your endorsement to prove need.
Your backing.
The backing is needed.
Like, this is a legit need.
Yeah, to solidify a force to retake from the Crimson Blade. We have to tell them what the name of the group is. Chance, are you there?
Ding dong.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'm writing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Much words. Much hand waving. Rayla, do you have any
What?
messages you want to send?
Say that again.
That already is a lot to fit in a minute. And that doesn't really give Isaac much room to respond.
Unless you hang up
Crimson Blade.
and call back.
Well, it's sort of like short, what do we call that? Morse code.
Mhm.
And then once you get your 30 seconds up, you stop.
I can try and do it all in 25 words.
Mhm. And the word stop does not count.
Whetstone, help, Crimson Blade, mind control, hyphenated. Okay, it's a hyphenated word. Yeah, I can keep going. Yeah.
You're doing well.
No, you're not.
25 words.
Mind control?
I can do
Who?
it in 25, I promise.
Yeah, make sure it's pointed
Why
that
are you
it's the
trying to
Lord.
go 25 words?
The Lord.
I can do it in 25.
She's just like, I know this is how it is in other games, so I'm challenging myself.
Don't.
We should send a singing telegram at this
No,
point.
that's fine, I won't.
Who wants to wear the costume?
What do you want to do?
Anything else on the list?
You don't put the word infamous.
And
Right.
Who looks good in the proposing?
Alright, any other bullet points? I've got 5.
Bang, bang, ba-bang, bang.
Cora, do you have anything else? Cara?
No,
Everything's.
you pretty much covered anything that we would want to say. Oh, I mean, I guess you could say there is a small resistance that has formed, but nothing actionable.
Okay. Small resistance.
That is why we need the backup, because the resistance is muy pequeño.
Okay, time for missing.
Un poco veces venció.
Okay. Alright, I'm ready. I have my list.
Possibly imbumanite in wrong hands, I guess.
Yeah, I added that to the temple wizard cleric missing enchanting new items.
The demon.
That's all one
Things
dot.
Yeah.
missing.
Okay.
People missing.
Yeah. All right.
Minds missing.
We'll send them to where it belongs.
Brain gone. No.
Nobody move. I've dropped my brain.
You said don't move.
And that explains the dirt. No.
Don't worry, I have an intelligence of 6, I know what I'm doing.
What'd you do? Give it to Raylog?
Oh, my.
Alright, here we go.
Pass the potato.
Okay. Alright, Isaac, we had a meeting with the Lord and Lady. We are very sure that they're being mind controlled. We also stopped by the temple. The cleric is missing, and we are 100% sure that cleric has been replaced with a wizard who is now enchanting new items with the imbumanite here in Whetstone. The whole town is occupied by the Crimson Blade. The other villages won't help because it's not endorsed by the King's Harbor. There's only a tiny resistance and they really don't know how to fight. Do you think you guys can send reinforcements?
Well, hi, Sybil. Seems like you're, wow. You just left a couple days ago, and it seems like you've already gotten yourself very deep into something. Whetstone, you say? That's not good. And the Crimson
No.
Blade is definitely not a group that you want to be messing around with. Let me talk to the higher-ups here in the city and see if they have any knowledge of this. And I'll get back to you.
Okay, I'll be here, hopefully.
All right.
He said he'll get back to us.
That's all we can do.
Yep, okay, there you go, message delivered.
We at least have another night or two here.
Okay. So is there anything else you guys want to do with the remainder of your day? Anybody you want to go and talk to? Or do you want to move on to the next day?
I'm gonna
Or-
take a bath.
Again.
Well,
A
I'm
twig
next to
floating.
something that makes me feel dirty, so I think I need to take a bath.
Okay.
You are made of bark.
Kara and Derek. Or I guess I'm going to ask Kara. Because Derek's basically going to go wherever you go. Are you planning on staying in the...
I wanted to talk, before I go take a cleansely bath, I wanted to mention to Kara that we saw somebody that was around when you were growing up.
Not the butt.
Yes, the butler.
Harlan.
Oh, wee baby Harlan.
Would Hari be kind of, how should I say, sympathetic towards your family to help out, to get your family out from under this control, and to help regain your family?
As far as my parents, then yes. If it was just me saying there was a problem, he would just look at it as, well, you're always getting into trouble, so.
But you're older now. He might see you as an adult now.
You're so wise.
Not the young child that you used to be, knowing that people grow up.
He doesn't know that because I've been gone for a while.
Having died and come back, I have a new outlook on life.
I have come back
Derek?
to life!
You've died?
No, that's a line from the
I was gonna say,
from the Vox Machina series.
Can we try that?
When Vex comes back, she's like, "I'm so much more mature now."
oh yes, and of course,
Yeah,
Aged.
say that.
and of course, I wanted to remind you again that the cleric that you grew up with here, and I say this to you, that is now missing. No one knows
Yes.
where he is,
Which I knew that.
and there's a wizard instead.
I knew the part about the cleric.
Okay,
So.
but does the wizard thing bother you? That he's in the temple at impersonating to be a cleric?
It bothers me, but considering the value of what's at Whetstone, I wouldn't say it like surprises me that someone would
But it's a temple of the Creator.
Like I said, I don't like it, but it doesn't surprise me that someone's trying to get at the stuff that we have. So,
I think what she's trying to say is that it bothers her, but probably not to the extent of what it would a cleric. Like, you guys
Well,
have a very special
yeah,
connection.
Yeah, but she also has a special connection to the actual temple,
Yes.
which is more than just bothersome. This is sort of like
She's
where
going to
you
be
grew
bothered
up
more
in something that's
because
defiled to you.
of the fact that it is defiling her memory of Kareem and what the temple means to her because of that.
Mhm.
And that would probably, in my mind, to you, would like to see something not remove all those fond memories, no matter what the town deserves or feels like. But for you personally, this is a place where you were made, apparently, with your values and core principles, a place of refuge from being up in the manor, being alone, and being to have those long times and stuff like that. And to see it, not the community temple, but what made you who you are, not be what it's supposed to be when you were growing.
yeah, it does bother me. But what I mean when I say it does not surprise me, it's the same thing as being like the #1 economy in the world, for example, where it's like, there's something valuable and powerful. It's going to attract people who want to come and take it and take over. And because the temple is in Whetstone, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it doesn't bother me. I'm saying it doesn't surprise me that something so valuable in this town would attract.
It's not surprising that if somebody wants to have unfettered access to the
the
resources
Illuminati
of
or
Whetstone,
whatever.
that they would have to, in some way,
Take over something in the
have
town.
control of the temple.
All the aspects of society, which
Yeah.
the heart of the moral part is the temple.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying.
So. Okay. Anything else that we want to mention? I know Torvine wants to take a spiritual bath.
I guess
Inside
I'll
mouth.
call him a day and tell him
His
the
speed
stuff.
reduces after taking a bath because he's water.
I float a lot.
Exactly. Water log.
I can roll over.
I see what you did
easy,
there.
Like a log roll.
It's all the air pockets.
Yeah. It's like doing dishes for a long time with the water roll. Okay. That's fine. I'll just get cleaned up and then I'll go to my room.
I'll tell him my father about the details of the meeting and the concept of teleporting via the temples and stuff and see what he thinks. Or if the kind of transportation and the safety measures, insurance type stuff that he would prefer on the deal and whatever.
Okay.
The generalized price range that we could potentially negotiate to.
As you attempt to reach out to your father,
Okay.
you envision, your father as you have before when you have talked to him via the sending stone, and you feel it connect, and you go through and explain this information, but there is no response. There's nothing that comes back to you.
Gotcha. He must be in an important meeting, and it would be weird if he just spoke out loud during that meeting.
Or he's sleeping and he just didn't wake
Or
up.
he's asleep. He's taking a nap. He's not really a big napper, but maybe.
Does he ride a horse?
I mean, yeah.
As I said, it did connect. There just was no response back.
He just probably was busy. We could just have him the end. You.
At least he didn't get a dial tone.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an issue.
Okay. Well, if that's it, I will wait, I suppose.
So you
Yeah.
guys, what are you doing for staying or for accommodations for that night? Are
Your
you
bear's
doing that-
You
Okay,
can
well.
stay in my room.
I'm going to stay just because if
What are you doing with Oak?
he stayed in the woods, I said that at the beginning.
Behind what's your
Before
name's
we
house.
came into town, he
Okay,
stayed in the
okay.
woods because that'd be a little obvious.
You could stay in my room. I paid in advance, but I'm not using it.
She's
tonight,
gonna be
so
in your
if you
room
want-
up at the palace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay just because logistically, it doesn't make sense if I keep visiting you guys here at the mud hole and then keep going back to Sophie's house. They're either A, going to find out the connection with you guys and get suspicious, or they're gonna find out the connection to Sophie and the resistance, which is not what we want.
Yeah. So
I'm
might as well
staying
stay
put.
in my room, so.
Okay.
Staying put.
Is there anything else anybody else wants to do before we move on to the end of the evening?
No.
Okay, so as the evening grows close to
No.
when you, I'm gonna say it's probably like 8 o'clock at night. Are you guys all in separate rooms, or are you guys staying in one room as you did the night before?
But we had
You guys got
multiple rooms,
multiple
then we stayed
rooms,
together in the
but then
same
you
room
stayed in one
for safety.
room.
We can do that again.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick like detect empowerment in my room.
Okay. The only thing that you sense, or how far does that reach?
30 feet.
Sorry, I'm trying to do math. 12 feet per level on level 2. So it's a 20 by 20 foot thing. No, wait, it's 20 feet plus 10 per level. Sorry, 40 feet. I
Okay.
can read my remote.
Uh,
It's
the
40
only
feet wide, 10 feet high.
the only thing that
No.
you sense
15 feet high.
in the room is what you and your compatriots have on them.
No, it's just me. I'm not with them.
Oh,
I'm up at
okay.
the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, this is before you go up to the manor.
Oh, okay.
This is
well,
when you guys
then
are still
no,
at the
I was
inn.
gonna do that at the manor.
Okay. So,
No, for later, I'm doing that at the manor.
yep. Okay. So while you guys are at the inn,
Oh, okay.
um,
Hey Dad, did you mention that we picked up the tech charm?
No, I didn't mention
You
that
called
we
it?
picked up that with our clerical slots. But we do.
Right, I just wanted to tell him what like our new blessings and miracles were since we got those points and stuff.
Yeah, I got
I figured
incineration.
that was only fair.
Mhm, yeah.
incineration.
The irony of a twig
love
having
it, love it, love
inspiration.
it.
I know how to start a fire.
It's more blessed to give than to receive.
So while you guys are at the inn, at one point, you guys are in your rooms and you hear some knocking at a door down the hall, which you guys know is one of the rooms that
At least it's not a carving.
you
site.
guys rented out.
Mm-hmm.
There's some time that passes, a few moments pass, and then there's a knock at the door that you guys are, for the room that you guys are in.
Which one? The one was Baron or the one
At
that
the
was
end.
Sybil's?
At the end.
Whose room are we in?
There's
middle one.
a couple rooms that they took.
We're in the middle.
Wait, the
You
middle
guys got
one?
3
Yeah.
So yours?
rooms,
Yeah.
Okay, Twiggy's room.
Mm-hmm.
so there's a knock at the door.
Wait, is it the same as last time? So they knocked on my door and then they went to yours? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
They knocked at a door, which was down the hall,
Yeah.
which
You're
you guys
working your way up.
know that you had a room down that way, and there were a
Sure,
few
yeah,
moments
alright.
that passed, and
Open
then there
the
was a
door.
knock at the door.
Yeah.
Did we
that's
hear
fine.
footprints?
Yeah, you hear like
Okay, I just saw. I heard
footsteps
knocks.
coming towards the
Yeah.
door, and then
Do
you
we hear multiple footprints or just one?
just one set.
Okay, no, I'll open the door.
Okay.
Hello?
You open the door and a familiar face is standing there. This is Harlan standing there. Pardon me. I was
Hello?
wondering if I might have
Yeah.
a word. Oh, I see that you're all
Sleeping
Here.
What?
It's 8 o'clock. I'm still awake. All right. You have
maybe-
rope
Keep them
cards?
like a log.
What?
Do you have any cards? Simple games.
Well, no, oh, games. No, I have no games not on me.
Okay. All right. Just curious. Okay. Come on in.
Okay. He steps in and closes the door
He
behind him.
steps into this giantly crowded room. Okay.
And he looks at all of you and looks at Sybil specifically and says, what? I saw the note on the drawing that you gave me. And I'm
Wonderful.
curious. I know that the Lord and Lady have been acting odd as of late for some while now.
How long is while? Give me a number.
At least
A month?
At least several months.
Oh.
But I mean, there's not much I can do other than, continue to wait on them and make sure that they are taken care of as I always have. But wasn't really sure, especially with all of the new changes that have been going on in the village and them just turning a blind eye to it.
And now this.
Who? I'm curious, like what you guys know and what plans you might have that could help to fix this or to help the Lord and Lady go back to the way that they were.
Where's Dirty Cara?
We're talking about the rooms at the inn,
Yes.
right?
Which you are.
And we were all talking.
You're all talking and spending time
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so people who are staying at the manor haven't left yet.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, that was confusing to me.
Yeah,
because
well,
I was
that's
like,
why
she's not
I'm getting
staying
you there.
here. It's the better.
He was cutting her off
me
before
too.
she
I
got
thought
up
it was
there.
like night, but
Yeah.
it's not.
He wanted to
It's in the
interrupt the time
evening.
travel.
It's the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is for Carl. You see your old butler come in. Do you try to hide behind a Vigon, or you don't care if he sees you? I mean, yeah. So that's just my question.
At this point,
Because what he just
Yes.
said
Mhm.
is
because I
pertinent to
know him, and based on what he said right now,
Mhm.
I'm okay with him seeing me there. I think he knows that because what I'm understanding is he was there when the Lord and Lady were told, blah 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 blah, we're taking over.
Mhm.
By the way, we have your daughter and she's donezo if you don't do what we ask. So he knows, and I don't think he'd be surprised to see Derek there either.
but he didn't say that.
Yeah,
He just said they've been acting funny for a few months. He didn't
Yes.
say anything about the drama
I'll
that you just
just
said.
Yeah,
tell him that we
but
have
I
a few
think-
options lined up. We've been in contact
doesn't
with
know-
Kings Harbor.
he doesn't know that someone knows me.
I've
He
made
doesn't know
mention
that
my
everybody else in
friend
this room is
is a cleric and was able to identify a few objects that seem to be radiating empowerment of mind controlling properties. And we were just a little concerned. One, with potential future business deals, and two, just the general well-being of the place that you are in. And we would also like to see your Lord and Lady return to normal.
It just, ever since that stranger showed up, everything's just gone downhill in Whetstone. Everything's just, first it was the change in leadership, and then all of a sudden the Lord and Lady start acting completely different than they ever have before. And
Yeah, you
Have
have
any lack
details
of-
on this stranger?
do I?
Has he ever come back since?
He's
Did
been
It
back
could
to
be really
the
useful.
yes, he's been back to Whetstone
And
several times.
And you've encountered him. And did you ever have a conversation?
Do you know his name?
The colors of his eyes.
If I had a name, I wouldn't just be calling him a stranger or the stranger.
Well, sometimes people use that as a shortcut.
No, I do not have a name. He did not give us a name. All I know is that
Did he have any special symbols that he wore on, possibly? That are similar to what we see the guards have on banners and things?
Yeah, we want to see, like, what does he look like? Any notable features?
Does he have long
he
black
he
hair?
was very
Where is the long black hair that
he
you're
had
talking
slender features, and the way that he carried himself, I would say he was most likely elven in nature, but what kind of elf, I'm not entirely sure.
Bad.
He was always
Was he, like, hooded?
he was hooded, and he was in robes, red and black robes. Yeah, anytime he showed up, there was just a sense of dread in the air. Like it was just seemed like the atmosphere or gravity intensified. Just it seemed like, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in the presence of something that just made you go weak at the knees, but
In the temple I have recently.
Yeah.
I have not
That's also
been
true.
to the temple, but
Noted.
I do not have a name. I wish I had more information, but
No.
he always.
Would you say he seemed spider-like?
I would not say spider-like. No.
I didn't mean like literally spider.
And he had a strange. I've never seen this symbol before. At least I'm not familiar with it. He had
You
a
could draw them.
symbol on his robe that looks like a dragon of some sort breathing fire.
Not the dragon again. Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. I've seen those before, right?
I was laughed at earlier when I mentioned about
You
a
guys
dragon.
have seen this symbol
Obsessed.
before.
Yes.
Those are the orc
We were
pins.
fighting
I have
orcs.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Yeah.
have one of those? Man, which orc pin? Roaring and breathing.
Yeah.
Yes, I have an orc pin.
Okay,
With
so
breathing fire.
so you
On
pull
my
out
person.
that symbol and he looks at it and he says, "Yes, it was very similar to that, except more
Ornate.
ornate."
More
Yes.
So that means something.
100% orc. He's an orc lover.
Oh, that can't be good.
Wow. Good joke.
I think I know his name.
our clever.
I
Who
think
are
I
these
know his
orcs
name.
when you have
Orc
bygones?
lover.
I think he's Vlad.
You think you know his name?
Mm-hmm. I think he's the defiler of the
I think
temple
he's
right
the
now.
spider. No, I think he's the spider.
He might be a
I'm going
spider.
with spider.
You do that, but he's an elf.
I'm going with spider.
And he's got long black hair. And he's wearing robes, red and black. And
Yeah.
and he gives a
He's not
creepy
the
vibe.
same guy as the guy in the temple. There's no way. It
Raylon's
couldn't
struggling
be
to picture the
good
spider.
Vlad. It couldn't be
Half
him.
spider, half man? Like, how does
Who's
this
that?
work?
Black
hair,
How does that
and a
work?
cloak.
Are
Is
you
that a
Miss
thing?
Muffet?
Vlad's an elf.
Then that's his
Where's
brother.
your tuffet?
Yeah, Vlad is an elf.
elven
so
spider.
Yes,
maybe.
he is.
It's just too much.
Is Vlad the spider?
Vlad could be a spider. If we get a swatter, we'll find out.
In the whole, like, devious sort.
Mm.
Vlad didn't seem deviant enough to pull that off. It had to be someone else. That's my opinion. He didn't seem very bright. That's just my take.
What do you mean? I talked him into something possibly.
Exactly. You talked him into something. It was so easy. He doesn't seem like a manipulative type.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, not that you're great at diplomacy and stuff, but like,
Happy to help.
yeah, you were like berries, and he was like, oh my goodness, berries? Yeah, it just, oof.
What kind of
I was,
berries were
actually,
these?
I was gonna offer the butler a berry, but since you said that.
Okay, maybe, how about this? What do you think that we go to the temple, and we take Harlem with us, and he might be able to be like, it looks like him, or doesn't.
But Harlem doesn't go to the temple.
Harlem is giving me a tour because he's such a good butler and friend of the noble people.
Well, you are royalty, that's true.
I
About there.
You got
He
that
does a
about you.
very good job.
Miles
Good
the
job,
user.
Harlem. We're all proud of you.
I mean, that is a possibility. It wouldn't be probably best to do it this evening, but it's a possibility for tomorrow. Which reminds me, you guys are set to have a tour with the foreman of the mine in the morning tomorrow.
Is it
That's
after the
Mr. Gillis,
rooster
right?
crows?
All you need to do is just at some point in the morning you can
Okay,
show
I
up,
didn't know if there was a set time.
and just let them know that you're here for a tour of the mine, and they'll ask you for a name, which will be under her
Sybil.
name, and he motions over to Sybil's direction.
Mhm.
So,
All right.
Well, again, we definitely would like to address your concerns. And
I
be
just
able-
want things to return back to the way that they were. At least get the Lord and Lady back to the way that they were.
Well, it's probably connected to everything else in the town. It's not going to be a small thing. It's probably going to be an encompassing thing because it's complicated to be able to reach the Lord and Lady the way they did.
It's gonna be an
True.
unwieldy thing
It wasn't
to carry
easy.
out.
And does he see her?
He has. You guys are all crammed into one room, so
Does he smell
Unless-
her?
I'm surprised he even
Does she
came in.
run up and give him a hug?
Oh, what a scene!
at this point, it does not seem like he
Do not cause a
notices
scene.
Derek or her.
All right.
It's like, where'd they go?
I'll look
I
up
am
you.
good.
Spent those slots correctly. Okay.
But I mean,
Spent the last couple years trying to not look like I belong in that family, and
It paid off.
doggone it if I ain't good.
Were you adopted?
okay. Very well.
I share physical
You
attributes.
just do it too well.
I'll go back up with you, I guess. I don't really have anything else to do today. We were just playing cards, so.
It's the osmosis.
I see. Well, then, if you'll follow me, I'll take you up to the manor then.
Very good. Wasn't a look good for appearances. It looked like we actually go places together. So we'll look weird tomorrow when we go and visit the temple.
This is true.
Okay, it's dark out now, isn't it?
It is.
He's human.
It's starting to get
Mhm.
good.
What did I say? Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check.
My recollection is yes.
Yes, human. In his 40s.
This has probably got that lovely touch of gray for men.
Yes. I can read that description again if you like. Brown hair with some gray, long sideburns that come down to mid-cheek and widen at the
This
bottom.
Yeah.
Civil War look.
The
Yes.
chops.
Yes.
Like good old chops.
They call them chops, and I think they look like an upside down
Okay,
X.
so he leads you back up to the manor. What does anybody else have anything else they want to do, or are you guys just going?
Well, Sybil, it was nice knowing you tonight.
Yep, it was a pleasure as always.
May the protection of the Creator be upon thee.
Oh yeah, hey, are we meeting at the mine, or do you want me to like come get you?
You come in,
On my way
the
to
timing's
the
going to
mine?
be hard to do, so come down here and get us.
Okay, I'll come to you.
Swing by
Yeah. swing by.
Sounds
on
good.
your way on down.
Yeah.
Now, remind me, was there a stable at the manor or no?
Yeah, in
Yes.
the entranceway.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. Then I ride
The
my
front
horse.
courtyard.
Okay.
Hey, do you offer to give old butler guy a ride?
On my horse?
Yeah, you can jump on the back. Ride on a run.
I doubt he'd really like to do
Or
that.
have
I
him
really
sit in
doubt
the
it.
saddle and you can
I'm
guide him as he goes.
Peer pressure's sake, Harlem, do you want to jump on the back? I doubt it, but if he wants to.
I appreciate the sentiment.
What do you mean you don't have a sidecar for this thing?
I will decline.
I figured, and
The
I knew
fresh
that,
air is
but,
good
you
for
know,
you.
my friends are a little bit pushy, so.
Oh, I thought you said recline. Oh, decline.
Okay, so you go up
The Jocelyn
to
wouldn't be good for his
the
old bones.
manor with Harlan. The rest of you guys stay at the inn. Sybil, you said that you wanted to.
Yes, I need empowerment.
Okay.
In my room.
Just in your room, or are you gonna walk
You
around?
might as well walk around. I mean,
Yeah, I might as well, I'll do it like as I'm going to my room.
at least then you know if a
And then
statue
walk
shoots
around.
fire at you or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you staying in the upstairs, or are you gonna walk around downstairs? I'm just curious on where you
Like
want to
if
go
I
in
if
the
I have
house.
full room, then I'll probably walk around some.
Okay.
Pacing.
And
How long-
I'll go ahead and use the one on my sword because then it lasts for an hour.
Okay. So over the course of walking around, you do come across several weapons that are, at least in the rooms, that do not have like locked doors or just have open doorways and whatnot that you walk into and spend some time in. There are some weapons that are hung on the walls that have like, you know, the crisscross swords or whatever with a shield in the background or whatever. There are various different weapons that you come across that have empowerment on them, whether it be, you know, a single blade that is on display and gives off a blue hue, or a piece of armor, or like a helmet or something like that that gives off a blue hue.
Identify.
Occasionally, you do come across some what do I want to call it? Like cups and things like that.
Goblets?
Like goblets that have jewelry inset in them that give off a purple hue to them for some of the jewelry. But as for your room and whatnot, you do not sense any empowered objects in your room outside of what you have on you.
Gotcha. And they don't like check like my weapons or anything at like the gate. I'm allowed to like hold on to them.
Yep, you're a
Okay.
guest.
Not a pest, but a guest.
Cool.
This time.
Yeah. This
Next.
You're not entirely sure where the Lord and Lady's room is.
Is there a
but you did-
library?
There is. There is a library in the manor.
Extensive.
I'll
And
kind
it-
of scoot through that section a little bit.
Okay. When you walk into the library, it is similar to, if you can imagine, walking into a room like in the movie Beauty and the Beast, wherever he leads her into the library that he has. It
Yeah.
kind of looks like that.
I like the one in Page Master better.
It's just sprawling walls of just different books, and 2-story high, and ladders that go up to, you know, the various shelves that go up the walls, and the ladders have wheels on them and move around.
Is Harlem still around at all?
You do see him occasionally over the course of the hour that you're walking around.
Dustin and polish.
Okay. I just catch him and be like, "Hey, do you speak like different languages?"
A few. I'm not extremely well versed in a whole bunch of language. I would say that I'm at least able to translate or converse in 3.
Words.
I see. How often do you use those? Do you think lots of other people know other languages in this particular area, like the guards and such?
I can't really speak for the guards. I mean, we usually use common around Whetstone. But mainly the reasoning behind me knowing different languages is the areas that we predominantly have visitors from. It's good to know languages to be able to understand what they are asking for so that I can be best of service to make the Lord and Lady look good, as well as possibly be an interpreter for them if they are not familiar with the language.
So which languages do you know?
He knows High Elven, which I forget what the actual name is for that. It's not Saldarian.
It is High Elven.
Is it just High Elven?
Yeah.
And then I believe it's Royal Dwarven is what it's called. It's the higher
It's a
Okay.
pretty color.
Dwarven. It's the higher Dwarven language. And then he also knows
Or
no. I can't think of what the name of it is.
Aquia?
The butler speaks
Yes,
Orc,
that one.
just in case.
well, we can grumble if things aren't going
It's
right.
Aquayan, the one for the
Aquarium.
the Aqua
The
Elves.
okay,
Um,
gotcha.
and then of course he knows Common too. So
Right. Okay.
Barrow.
Cool.
I'm a guest.
Do the Lord and Lady know most of those as well?
Only when he asked.
they
Just
each
in case, due to their, situation, if I ever need something,
they each know a bit of different languages, but they're not super well versed in them.
Which one would you say that they know the least?
The least.
I would say the lower class languages of the different races, whether it be Dwarven or Elven or what have you. Because again,
Yeah.
we mainly deal with the higher higher ups of society, the elites of society. So we cater more to knowing those languages because those are the individuals that we generally deal with.
That makes a lot of sense. Alright. Cool, so Sildaren it is. I'll see you around.
All right.
Gonna go look at all
Let
your
me know
books.
if you need anything.
Of course. Maybe a second pillow?
What's that?
Maybe a second pillow?
A sec. Oh, we can have another pillow brought to your chambers.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first one always gets wet. The first drool session takes a while.
My pleasure. So, anything else? Any other specific places, or that you're curious if the manor has, or whatever that you want to look at?
The history of a humanoid.
I'm gonna look around and be slightly too nosy. Look in the cabinets.
Okay.
So see if is my silverware better than your silverware kind of thing.
Okay.
Are they all
I mean,
monogrammed?
they have pretty nice
I
silverware.
mean, that's what I'm gonna make it look like, but really I'm looking for notes, hidden levers, anything cool.
Okay. Well, you find some pretty nice, china and silverware and things like that.
Oh, we have one of these as well.
But you don't find any secret levers or anything like
Blessed.
You have to go in someone's room.
Alright, yeah, just, snooping.
Do you want to
Being
identify?
snooping.
Do you have identify, Kimberly?
Oh, I do. Oh, it's one of my new ones.
So
I forgot
possibly
I had
something,
it.
yeah. So something that looked kind of interesting that glowed on the wall, you might want to check out. Because you're gonna
Well-
redo your points tonight, anyways.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, sure. I'll check out the armor, I guess.
that. Okay. What
Are
is there
there
any?
any,
T-
tags, near it?
yeah, they.
This was the armor of Nephilius or whatever.
And this is why he's dead. It was lame.
Yeah.
There are on the displays and whatnot. There are little tags that mention.
A mental wisdom check.
Yeah, wisdom check. Right,
Alright. What is my wisdom? Alright.
now, is this item that you're looking at, is it blessed or enchanted?
It's blessed. He said that they were all blessed.
Yeah, none of them had a red hue.
Okay.
Okay.
That was not great. I get the power level of it.
Okay.
So the empowerment's power level.
Okay. So you're looking at
It was a standard success.
armor.
Low armor. Yeah.
Okay.
What type of armor is it?
Yeah. What are you looking for? Specific, like a helmet, or are you looking for like
Oh, I
boots,
thought
or
you
what?
said I passed a suit of armor that was on the wall.
Not any. There wasn't like a breastplate or anything. It was bits and pieces, like a set of gauntlets or a helmet or things like that.
Yeah, like
There actually aren't any boots, and there aren't
like
any like
the
full
gauntlets or like bracers or something.
yeah
Or
bracer.
maybe like a
Okay.
like a helmet band or something. I don't know. What's there?
Well, you see along the way, you see a couple helmets. You do see a cloak as well that is in a display case. It's not just hanging on a
Well,
pole
that's
or whatever.
fancy.
Belongs to Dr.
And
Strange.
there is gauntlets
Okay.
as well.
All right, I'll do the gauntlets, I guess. No, I'll do one of the headbands first.
Okay, one of the helmets.
Headband. All right, helmet first. Helmet.
Okay. It doesn't really give off a bright hue, but it is empowered nonetheless, and it is a helmet of fire.
Oh, I don't get to know what it does. I just get its power level.
Well, it just says helmet of fire on the display case.
Oh, okay.
How obvious.
Thank you, display case.
Is there a bonus?
No
like a
wonder
plus
it's
one
smoking.
DR?
Yeah, she would. Well, do you get that with it? Like how much the DR would be, or?
Unless it's bonus.
I roll a
Bonus.
13 out of 15, so
Right,
it just
standard.
tells me the power level. That's all I
The
get for a
standard
standard
bonus of
success.
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's just a +1.
Okay. Cool. I'll move over to, I guess, the bracers. Ah,
Okay.
that's better. Alright, I can... Good. So the same thing. Not good enough.
Standard.
I got a good, but standard and good do the same thing.
Well,
This one doesn't have any additional DR that it gives. However, on the display case, it says Gauntlets of Thunderclap.
Oh, those are cool sounding.
And they have, it gives off, not a dull hue glow to it, but it's a little bit stronger.
Cool. Those look neat.
probably
I
has
wonder
good
what
strength.
who used those. Alright. I guess the cool cloak thing.
Okay. This one, as you look
Yeah.
at it,
I got a 15.
this has the brightest
Come on.
hue to it out of all of the ones that you see.
Cool.
Shiny.
And she failed.
No, I didn't fail, but
Standard,
I succeeded
right.
on the button. So I get the power level again.
Okay. This one, again, doesn't have any DR additions to it, but it is a powerful empowerment. The design of the robe is blue, and then it has eyes etched into the fabric, like symbols of eyes all across the back of it. And the tag on it says Robe of Seeing.
Well, that sounds fancy. What do you do? I have no idea.
You can do it again if you want. There's
Oh, I
no,
can do it more than once?
there's no time limit written down, say, if you fail, you can't do it within a day or
Alright,
something.
I'll try it one more time.
The power level that you get off of this is that it would be classified as a wondrous
What is
fail.
it?
It should be wondrous to roll.
I got a 5, so I got a major success. What does that do?
Well, it gives a
Gives
description.
me power level, effects, and a trigger.
Okay, so this robe, when you are bonded to it, allows you to see in all directions. So because of that, you have a advantage modifier of 15 on any perception checks that you do.
It gives you
Um,
15%
Wow,
on your-
that's cool.
You also
Are
gain
you
dark
this one?
vision out to a range of 120 feet.
Dark vision? Oh, I'm sold. That's
And
so
you can
cool.
also see invisible creatures and objects out to a range of 120 feet.
Holy cow.
The eyes on
Yeah,
the
it's a good
robe
thing I
cannot
can
be closed or averted, although you can close and avert your own eyes. You are never considered to be doing so while wearing this robe.
Look away.
Wow. That's cool. They've got some really neat stuff in here.
Yeah, but no one uses it.
Yeah, but no one uses it. That's okay.
Burn it.
I mean, it's cool though. I wonder how this like got in their family. Like that's cool.
Do you wish to look at any of the weapons, or
Sure, okay. But just like one.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of PowerPoints left.
okay?
PowerPoint.
So there's a couple blades, and then there's a couple axes as well.
She's into blades.
Okay. Are any of them in like a special case, kind of like the cloak or something?
No, these ones are hung on the wall, but they are very securely hung on the wall.
Okay, I just pick one that looks cool. The
Okay.
fanciest one, I guess.
Do you want to look
Whatever
at
that
a
is.
rapier specifically, or
I don't care, whatever's fancy.
okay?
I'm
As you're
100%
going-
judging these books by their covers.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I failed. I got a 16. I don't know anything.
Okay.
You're a plaque reader.
So yeah, they're
Yep, I'm a plaque reader.
okay.
With less PowerPoints.
So you look at one. It's got not a super dull hue, but a little bit brighter. It is a large blade, and the plaque or the card on it says "Great Sword of Fire."
Oh, that's gonna be pretty exciting. If anyone actually uses it, it would be really cool. I can't use it, I can't even lift it, but it would be cool to watch someone else lift it.
Vigons would love this. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
I guess I just kind of hang out. I'm gonna go meditate for a little while.
Okay. So we're gonna move on
Until, like,
to
supper or something.
we're gonna move on to the next day then. All of you guys get a night's sleep, and
Alright, but before that, before midnight comes, I'm gonna do some more bears.
okay.
I thought you were going to say baths.
Okay.
Okay. So wake up the next morning, and the day is yours. Sybil, I believe you were going to meet up with the rest of the group,
And ooh,
unless you want to do something else before you go.
You'll have a free breakfast, I'm sure.
Yes, there is a meal prepared for you as well.
Breakfast.
The rest of you, I'm assuming that you guys are buying breakfast as well.
I'm eating a berry.
Okay. 5 copper for a meal if you're getting breakfast.
The fuel, man. The fuel.
Fuel.
Raylog sees Sybil coming from a long way off. Hello, lady. No.
Hello, other lady.
Yep. I found Bob. What is this?
Okay, I'll go after breakfast, I guess, down to the mud hole.
Okay.
Pick up my friend.
And that's what all the royal people say.
Yep.
Down to the old mud hole. Alright. So, you go down and meet your friends at the inn. And they are just finishing up their meal. And you guys head your way over to the
Mines.
over to the entrance to the mine.
Okay.
Okay, so as you are approaching, you are familiar with, I mean, from walking around earlier, at least the larger group is because of exploring earlier and seeing the entrance, or at least the where the mine entrance is located. That there is a wall that goes around the actual entrance to the mine. And you guys see a cloud of smoke coming up from inside the wall for the entrance to the mine. A quite big amount of smoke and just like the heat waves of something being very, very hot. So you can see that as you're approaching, and there are the gate is open to go into the courtyard area at the entrance to the mine, and there's a guard on each side of the gateway on the outside of the walls. These guards that you guys are familiar with. So you see that as you walk in. As you get to the gate, the guards kind of watch you, and as you go and walk through the gate, there is on your left hand, or on the right hand side, there is a part where the wall is cut out, and there's like a booth there with a window, and there's a person sitting in there and says, "Oh, good morning. Are you here to see the mine?
I am.
And may I ask what your name is, please?"
My name is Sybil Van Mostem and Company.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have you here on the schedule. I believe you are to do a tour with the foreman. Let me go have somebody find him for you, and he will be here momentarily.
Please.
He stands up and walks out of the booth and goes and enters into the mouth of the mine. And
Is there anyone nearby?
yeah, there's 2 guards there at the gate, and then you see a bustle of individuals
Townspeople workers.
walking around in this open area. As you guys are waiting, you see going into the mine and coming out, you see a railway system, which you guys, are familiar with for mines and whatnot.
We killed a bunch of orcs in the mine.
Yes. And that one had a rail system for moving the ore. But this one comes all the way out to the mouth of the mine. And it tees off and goes left and goes right. On the left-hand side, there is this massive, what looks to be a furnace, which is where all the smoke and heat waves were coming off of, that you guys saw as you were approaching. And you see workers taking shovel loads of this dark green looking substance and tossing it into the furnace. And then you see on the other side another group reaching into the furnace and pulling out what looks to be a nugget of purple crystal and throwing it into another wagon that is attached to the railway system.
That came out of the green set.
You don't know. You see them loading green stuff into it, and then you see on the others in one side, and then you see on the other side them reaching in, and it looks like a large pole with tongs on the end, and they reach in, and then when they bring it back out, it's just a purple crystal. On the other side, you see some workers that are sitting around a table, some of them just chit-chatting. Other ones are playing some card games or whatever. They're probably on break. Not a whole lot of them. Most of the individuals here are pushing the carts that have this ore in it or working this massive furnace on the left-hand side.
We don't see any donkeys or anything.
There are some beasts of burden in here,
Not just the people.
but they are not. What's that?
Not just the people.
No, there are some beasts of burden in here as well. And they would be on the right-hand side as well, and they have like a feeding trough that is over along the side of the wall, and has like a feeding trough along with a trough that has water in it.
That's for the beast.
Yes.
The beaches.
Yeah, and they're hooked up there. So a few minutes pass, and then that individual that talked to you guys,
Like, ooh, did he get lost?
he comes back and he's like, "All right, the foreman will be out in a minute." So a few more minutes pass.
Do you have brochures?
Brochure.
Yeah.
For
For the tour?
no. You guys will be going into the mine itself, and you
Correct.
can see it. I mean, if you want to, we don't really have a map that we give out to
Buyers?
everybody.
Yeah. Well, we're not everybody.
We somebody.
Yeah, obviously, we're coming through for the tour.
I mean, the foreman is very familiar with
Yeah.
the tunnels and whatnot, so you guys won't get lost.
Well, it's a
We don't-
visual. Right.
I understand.
It
I mean, and
How many tours do you give out?
he motions you guys to come around to the side, and are you guys gonna go around or not?
Well, if he motions for us to go,
Yeah, he
so
motions to
we
you to come
follow.
around.
We don't know
Yeah.
where we are.
So, as you guys go around, you look into the doorway that he came in and out of this little
Yeah.
cubicle,
Yeah.
and he motions over to the wall, and you see this map of
You are
what looks
here.
to be, and it looks to be at least
Where is
Stop.
a general layout of what the entire map looks, or what the entire mine looks to be. And you can see that there are separate layers that this mine goes down through.
Okay.
You guys
Stage.
seem to be on the first layer or the first stage of the mine.
Well, good, because this is the entrance.
Yes.
Okay, we probably go down.
Yes.
Okay. So far, so good.
Yes.
Basic mining 101.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So then, as he finishes showing that to you and explains,
Is he human?
yes,
Does he look clean?
a little bit cleaner than the rest of the workers that seem to be going around in here, just because it seems like all he does is.
Does he
sit
have
in
any
his
green
cubicle.
goo on him?
Green goo. No.
Does anyone have green goo on him?
Some of the guys that are over the furnace have some green goo.
Do they look normal?
Looking like public.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know green goo might leave a scar or a color on their skin, you know, because it's not natural.
Yeah. I mean, they look like normal. I mean, there's a mix of humans here, and there is a mix of dwarves here as well.
Are any like mutant turtles or something around this?
Hello.
Question, Kara, are you
Yeah.
and Derek here, or
Yeah.
I was under the impression that yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Hey, you
Curious.
need to see how things are going compared to last time we were here.
You
The
guys.
dirt helps.
I just
Dirt in
wanted
the
to
dark.
double check.
It's a freebie
Okay.
anyways.
So,
Disguise my foot.
as he finishes explaining
Put some green.
this to you,
Go
you
for
guys
it.
turn around and
just moves.
go back to waiting, and you spot this figure walking out of the mouth of the mine, in pretty dark clothes. Looks to have like a black like apron, or at least it looks black, and it could be from just being in the mine and just having mine residue on it. Has a I don't want to call it a mask, but it looks like a bandana almost that's black as well, pulled up over his nose and whatnot. And he looks a little bit more dressed up than the regular workers. He does have some armor pieces on him, mainly on his legs. He does have some gauntlets on and whatnot, but has what do I want to call it? A cape that goes back behind him as well, that has a hood. And this figure approaches you, human, and walks up, pulls his mask down.
Is he skinny?
Has some.
Is he skinny?
No, he's not skinny.
Okay, he's not the other.
Does have some scruff around his face. He walks up and says, "Believe somebody's here for a tour of the mine."
That'd be us.
That'd be me.
Guilty as charged.
Potential buyers, I assume.
Oh, most definitely.
Always potential.
Lots of potential over here.
No,
Depends on how the
glad
tour
to
goes.
Show the mine to some potential buyers. Let's get started then. If you'll follow me, and he starts leading you
Will they fit
onto.
everywhere we go?
Everywhere we go.
What's that?
Are they gonna fit everywhere we go, or are we gonna have to
The Viscount,
squish them
she's
into
putting
a
it-
mine
Are you
cart?
asking him?
Sure, why not?
I'm asking you as the GM.
Well, you haven't been in them
I
yet.
don't know.
Hey, I'm just asking. It occurred to me.
You don't know. I mean, you could ask him.
Well, he saw our group.
I mean, if we can
He might
avoid
give a
some
concern if he saw the
concussions,
group. But if he saw the group and didn't
or
say
having
anything,
to drag them out in a mine cart because they whacked their head on a
oh,
piece of rock.
well, he might say, "Oh, you're some strong ones. They can help out."
He losed his
Shanghai.
head. Forgot to duck. No.
And thus was
Alright.
the end of your
So
character.
he leads you over
Save
to
mine.
the large
He's already
furnace.
buried.
He says, "This is where the ore is refined into its purple state. So it comes out with all kinds of earthen residue on it and whatnot from mining it from the ground. And then we get that residue off, and then it comes up to here, and then the only way to get this outer shell off of the ore is to heat it to an extreme heat. So it gets put into the furnace, and eventually that green residue melts away, and the only thing that is able to stand the heat and to remain is the imbuminite, the raw imbuminite. Yes, go ahead. You're raising your hand.
Oh, I heard another voice. I was like, wait a minute. That someone was before me. Why is the residue green?
Honestly, we don't know. We don't know why the imbuminite has this outer layer of dark green, but it is a very hard and very resilient outer layer.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
think the ranger has it. There might be a tinge of copper in the ore that surrounds it that help solidify it.
It's possible, or I mean, it is in a innately empowered material. So whether or not it's that, or whether it's some
Well, the copper didn't make it. The copper adheres to it. Sort of like
Possibly.
is drawn to it.
it's a possibility.
But
We
like
have
you
not
say,
been
it
able
makes
to.
itself.
We have not been able to exactly identify what makes this hard outer shell. We just know how to get rid of it.
Well, I've been studying some chemistry, and possibly if you had a kit, maybe I could look into that.
Well, I mean, you can.
It
if
might
you
actually
want
help extract it quicker if you knew what really caused it to wrap around the UV. It might help production go extremely fast.
to. I mean, is there a better way to get rid of copper outside than heating it?
There could be certain acids that could rinse it away instead of
Oh,
heating
but it
it.
already goes through an acid bath, which
Well,
we will.
it matters what type of acid. This is afterwards that you get the smallest impurities. But if you use a different type of acid, they would get the larger amounts off. You might skip a whole stage and not even need a furnace.
It's possible.
How are the other workers reacting to us being there and being on a
They're
tour?
working like you. They don't even like acknowledge that you guys were there. They're just. This is.
Like
They're just.
this happens frequently and they're just
They're
used to
yeah,
it, or
yeah. They're used to people going on
Okay.
tours and whatnot. I mean, it's not an everyday occurrence, but it's not.
it's not like this is the first or
I
second
haven't
one.
seen any new people come into the town. Has anybody seen anyone new come into the town? Did we see anyone?
Nope, nobody.
I've seen anyone new come into the town.
I mean, you guys have seen some new faces come into the inn and whatnot, but I mean, it could be. It
Just
could be
traveler
anything. It could be
stoppers.
just
Right.
somebody passing through. So
But if we did see people, they didn't look like adventurers. They looked like townsfolk.
yeah, they just look like ordinary folk.
Townfolk. Yes.
Level zeros.
So he goes
Interesting.
over that process with you, and how the ore is heated up, and eventually the
Yeah.
green outer layer
Pops
melts
off.
away, and the only thing left that can sustain the heat without being
Is the Guminite
is the imbuminite crystal.
survives.
Yes.
What do you do with the green slag? You,
Face paint for parties.
Well, the waste of it ends up drizzling down into the bottom of the furnace, and whenever the tray in the bottom gets full, we just toss it. Really, I mean, we don't have any use for it.
you toss it where?
We have
could
a,
be
we have a
putting
spot outside the city that we just
a jump.
dump it.
A dump.
Yes.
I would like to see that when we're done for later purposes. I would like to study some of the chemical makeup.
Okay, that's by all means. I can let you know where that is outside the city.
Okay.
Let's continue on with the tour. You guys came here for the tour of the mine. So he leads you then into the inside of the mine. As you guys
Into the bowels.
as you guys go in, you are following a track that you guys saw that came in and goes to the outside of the mine. And you come into this larger area, open area that has what looks to be like a turntable for the track, so that they can change the direction of where the carts go.
Yeah. You have a picture of that we can see?
I have it here for my reference.
Phooey to you.
Okay,
I sniff in your general direction.
so on the right
When we're
hand
about to go in the mine, I'll go ahead and pop up the detect blessings and miracles. One, so I can see it better, and two, just so I can see if that guy's got anything
Yeah,
on.
what's he, yeah, what
Okay,
he
yeah,
glows.
he definitely has some
Yeah.
stuff on him that's red.
I was gonna do that too, but
Who sees that?
I don't know. It depends on.
if
What
she
she
wants to reveal
rolls.
to everyone or certain people or herself.
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure if I do it with, like, the sword, the one that lasts longer, I can only do myself. Is that true?
I don't know the wording on the.
On the
I
sword.
don't-
Okay.
It probably just elongates the empowerment.
It doesn't say, it just says you expend it to use it, and a cone that lasts for an hour.
Like what exactly does it?
The detect blessings and miracles, I assume I can let other people see it too.
Because it's still.
It should act. It should act just
It's
like
normal.
the blessings and
Yeah.
just like
So
the.
then, in that case, I will go ahead and let everybody see it.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely has some red glow on him. You guys do see Of course, going through and watching the ore passing by and
Well,
whatnot,
the purple.
you are able to see through the
Slag or
green outside, the purple crystal and whatnot. But yes, he does have red items on him. Specifically,
What would those items be?
let's see.
Yeah,
He would
cloak.
have. What's that?
Yeah, cloak.
Yeah, the cloak's not empowered though. I would say he at least
Body
has.
armor?
He at least has 2 blades on him that are empowered. I'm trying to think because I don't really have his character totally put together yet.
That's all right, we're gonna take care of it.
He at least has 2 blades that are empowered, but he probably has like 1 other item on him, but I'd have to let you guys know later what that specifically is. Because I don't know right now.
Okay.
So I gotta waste some empowerment points right now and they'd be free because then I can just say later on you'll tell me.
So what?
If I do identify on it later, you would tell me later.
Yes, if you choose to do whatever that other 3rd item is versus the swords or whatever.
And you don't know what that item is.
Raylog whispers to Dothra, I think I'm feeling sick again. I'm seeing colors.
Oh, dear me. Okay,
I'm
so
hearing-
you get into this circle
hearing
area,
colors.
and he leads
Seeing
you over to the
sounds.
right-hand side, which is a slab of just tunnels going various different directions, and you can see as you walk down here various different alcoves where there are beds and bunks set up, as well as a bigger section that has tables and
Other break rooms.
yes, set up. He goes through and basically shows you this area and explains that this is the living area / social area for the miners where they can get together, eat and whatnot, and this is also where they sleep as well. There are quite a few bunks in here.
They don't go home.
Yeah, they don't go home.
So their homes for the workers are here, but their family homes are in the town.
Correct. Right now, we've had a large order, and we've been trying to
Fulfill the order.
fulfill the order, and because of that, we've had the miners doing round the clock work. I mean, obviously, I can't have them working 24/7, but I mean, there is always somebody working the mine.
Yeah, we can get a good 12 hours.
So then he leads you back through to that circular area, and then leads you to what would have been the left side. And on the left side, there is more of the railroad way with carts going in there. And in this, it leads into a big room with a bunch of massive wheels that
Grinder.
are going around. Yes, these are grinders.
Mhm.
And there are beasts of burden that are pulling these massive
Wheels of-
grinder wheels around. And then the imbuminite, once it comes out of the furnace, then if they want it refined down to a powder, is brought into here and it is ground into
How high is the ceiling?
Okay.
at least 30, 40 feet.
Okay, so there's a lot of room to roam.
Yeah.
Okay. Temperature got cooler?
Yes, in here it gets cooler. Yeah, the main reason it has to go outside is because of them needing that furnace and having to heat it, and having that inside the mine would not be.
Okay.
So they'd have to end up making a flue
A lot of
and whatnot
modifications.
all the way up. So they just chose to do it outside and then bring it back in and do it that way. So he goes through and lets you guys look at the wheels going around and whatnot, and the imbuminite getting crushed into dust, and then it ends up getting bagged up into big sacks, and then that goes into a cart and ends up going back out to the outside.
Are,
Which there's
are the workers also wearing bandanas?
most of them are in here. In the common area, they weren't. By the forges, they were.
Yeah.
The area where there was the offloading of the sacks and whatnot, those ones were not. But it seems like wherever these specific stations are that are being worked, it seems like they have masks on.
So she has her detect empowerment up. And so she would catch the imbumanite wherever it lay.
Yep.
So purple residue that she would see that glows, would that be like where they're crushing it? Do we see some maybe down along the millstone all the way around the edge a little bit?
Yeah, there are some remnants
And-
of, you know.
And on the people's clothes and their masks, they still have some, the dusty residue they've been breathing
Yes.
goes into the
Yep.
mask?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
How about you go get your business?
All right, so then he leads you back to the circular area and leads you down farther down through a tunnel where the railroad way continues and the carts are coming up.
Is this still in the first level?
First level.
Okay.
And this eventually leads to an elevator that is wide enough for a cart to fit on there. And he says, all right, hop on, going down to the second level.
Okay, now for the question Carl brought up earlier.
This would not be something that the Vicons have seen before, would it?
This is high tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just walked into the Roman Colosseum here.
So the author would ask, what's that? What is this?
Are you motioning towards the lift?
Yes.
This is just
It's a closet.
This is a mechanism that allows us to move people and materials up and down from level to level. This one specifically goes from first to second level of the it's just it's a mechanism of pulleys and ropes and gears that allow us to easily be able to lift and lower massive amounts of weight without needing to have beasts of burden to move it or someone super strong to be able to hold it or move it.
Okay.
I don't want to go, it's scary.
It is perfectly safe.
How big is it?
It's pretty big. I mean, they're able to fit a cart that's like the size of this table on there, and if they need to like not have a cart on there, I mean, they can.
So like it's easy
Yeah.
to fit everybody.
Yeah, everybody can fit on.
Okay.
With no cart.
And there's room for a good like 6 to 10 people, like normal sized people, to fit on there, even with like a cart on there. So it's a pretty decent sized.
Okay.
Well, if you think it will fit, we'll fit.
So there's no cart on the lift right now. So he steps on, and there is a person there that is by a wheel.
He's a conductor.
Yes. And he waits for all of you guys to get on. You all get on the lift, and he pulls a lever and then begins to rotate around on this pillar, and you guys slowly descend.
I was like, what's going on?
Slowly
Take it
descend.
easy, big guy. Take it
Slowly descend.
easy. We'll all survive.
The author tries to calm me
Don't
down.
hurt
Down.
yourself.
It's fine, it's fine.
Give him a flower.
We can't carry you out. Calm down.
So you guys lower.
You didn't tell us
and
keep your
lower.
hands and feet inside the ride until it stops.
No, he doesn't mention that. I mean, if you guys are gonna reach out and try to touch
Yeah,
touch
the pretty wall.
there is a clearance of like 10 feet on each side of this,
Hmm.
just to make sure that if something happens where like
Oh, so there's a
Walls
yellow
or
line.
whatever.
I said don't go past this yellow line.
So there's room for us to fall down.
Yeah.
well yeah if you got I mean
If you
there
get
is
a little dizzy.
it's not
If
it's,
people get
it's
out
not
of the
just
way.
a flat it's not just flat though, they do have a railing that goes around it as well.
Okay.
Oh, there's not Lord of the Rings then.
No
I don't believe
It's
in
not that.
railings. Okay.
So you guys lower down, and it's a good like 50, 60 feet, and you keep lowering, and then next thing you know, you come down into you can see an opening where light is coming through, and you guys come to a halt down into a larger chamber than any of the other. Well, it's about as large as the chamber where the grinders were. And again, there's more railway that goes out and into this room and ends up going and curving off to the right.
Are there lights down here?
Yes, there are lights down here.
Are they lights
Okay.
or torches?
Torches.
Are there any like covered lanterns with oil that also give off light, or is it just torch light?
They do have some lanterns for different people to walk around with,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the miners at this point, if they're going down into the actual
So a lot of
mine,
indirect light.
yes, a lot of the miners actually have like a lamp thing that actually fits on the helmet.
Okay.
Ahead of you is a platform with stairs going up it, and there are several tables set there as well. This is another break area, as well as another cubicle-looking area in the far corner, which is closed off. As you guys get off the lift, he walks you into this room and explains that this is more another area for the miners to, on this level, to take breaks in between, you know, going in and out. Yep. And he points back to the cubicle area. He goes, "That is my office back there."
Get second floor guy.
Yes. And he leads you over to where the railway continues down. And as you
Who's
go
been
over,
speaking the most?
who's been speaking the most?
Yeah.
As
I'm
far as the
asking the
tour
most
goes.
questions.
Oh, in our group, who's been asking the most questions?
Yeah, in the group, who's been asking the most questions?
I mean,
Probably Torvine or
I was
maybe
gonna say
you.
Torvine,
Yeah.
maybe.
Alright, can
The
I
players.
like glance at Car and be like, go look in his office if you can? Yeah?
You're muffled.
Eh?
Just say it normally now.
Go look in your office, in his office if you can. If you can slip away, because you won't be noticed, just go look in his office real quick.
No, we're distracting the guy. You could probably go.
That's true. Although if I have to
And
take,
you have those gloves of sneakiness.
yes. Although I do have to take Derek with me. As he has
Yeah, you
to
get a
follow
plus
me
2 for
everywhere.
trying to bust in.
She has
You
to
have
put them on each time she uses.
Yeah. Oh, come on, come on.
And we're here. Like my preschoolers know that hand motion now.
Oh boy. Told
Did
me
I
you
have
like
that?
these guys. Over here, over here.
Over here, over here.
Sorry, what was that? What are we saying?
With the beer, with the beer.
Okay. Yes, I sneak off.
Did you
Do I have to roll for that?
Yes.
I don't know.
Rollies.
Percentage.
We met last.
Percentile.
Just you, or does Derek go?
Derek's going too.
Yeah, there.
He's got to put her
Like I
gloves
said, he's an
Depends on how
inanimate-
sneaky she is. He might not notice. If she's
Right.
He's an inanimate garden
You
gnome on a
disappear
rope that
from
I
all
drag
recollection and memory and history.
Did you tie
You
a
are
webbing
so
cord to him?
sneaky. Kara? Who's Kara? She ever existed?
Why is this guy here?
That's one.
Why are you here? I don't know.
Why are you here?
That's 1d10. Or,
2d10.
It's for a
It's
percentage.
percentage.
okay, I
Which
thought
one's
so.
the tens? Which one's the one?
My ability. Where'd it go?
It's so elusive, it disappears.
Is that a whiz or a dex?
No, this is your skill.
It's a.
It's
It's the
talent.
talents where you have animal
Okay.
handling and awareness and all that.
there's
See, we
move
met 2 weeks
silently.
ago, but there was no dice rolling, so it's been a
Oh, I
while.
get it. Move silently
So we're
and
breaking
behind the
tradition.
shadows. So.
Okay. That is a.
I was gonna say, don't roll what you normally do. One has two numbers.
That's a 99.
So what? Is there an
Oh my
eight-sided
gosh.
dice or a 10?
They're the 10s.
You're a 10?
All right.
99.
So that's for move silently.
No, you
Hide
have
and
hide and
shadows.
shadows now. Hide and shadows is more important. Because everyone hears things. That doesn't mean you see them. Don't roll like Kara does.
81.
Don't roll like
Oh,
Kara.
so.
How do you do this?
I will say I grabbed the red set.
So as you try to nonchalantly walk away. He turns around as he's explaining something. He says, "I do ask that you not leave the tour group. We don't want you getting lost."
We got one of those.
I'm just going to the little girl's room.
Do you
Well,
have-
we should have done that on the first floor.
You mean it doesn't exist?
I mean,
All men's bathrooms.
I was gonna say if you want to use a man's bathroom, I mean you could use the one down here.
Okay, go on without me. I'll be a while.
We'll wait.
Do they have a unit room or something?
All I gotta say is I have acting.
What are you acting?
Yeah, acting like. Are
What
you trying to
kind-
persuade?
What kinds
acting
of sounds
perturbed?
can I
Well,
make to
disguise,
convince
you
them
could
to
look
go
like
away?
a worker.
I'm grunting. I don't know if that would really go by. I don't know.
I told you, go on without me. It's gonna be a while.
Derek, let's get
You
help.
could try to persuade with your charisma.
Get away while you still
Oh
can.
my, my entourage, she makes us stop quite often with her bathroom antics.
And she's
Really,
used to the
really love
woods.
stop throughout the room.
And she's used to the woods. This
Yep.
this type of environment
Can't
is
you
foreign.
tell
to her.
I'm a wild child?
We'll all want to wait up.
Do you have a problem with closed spaces, Miss?
Hard to say. Why would you ask me that? I'm in a mine.
That's why you
That's
look
why-
like a ranger.
Everybody's saying that you're used to the woods and that
Out of your
this
environment.
is out of your environment. So I didn't know if you had problems with enclosed spaces.
Nope. It's a natural space, so I feel at home in that way. It's all natural.
There you
Okay.
It is a natural space.
Shall we continue on then?
go. Apparently.
And I'm not-
So he leads you farther down, and at this point, you guys get to the point where the tunnel that you're going to be going down is very, very dimly lit, like compared to the rest of the areas that you've been in. Now you're getting into the actual like mine part, so it's
Oh, there were windows
Darker.
in the other parts?
no, but it was well lit.
Not less lit.
Yes. Now you're
And
getting
he's
into
human.
an area that is less lit.
Yeah. So he prefers to have more light also.
Yes. All right. So, I don't know what to make out of that little.
Chopping veggies, that's what it sounds like.
It just throws me off occasionally. All right. So,
Chopping veggies.
you guys get to a table and there is helmets for all of you guys to wear for going down. They are kept more clean than the rest of the helmets that the miners are wearing and whatnot, just because obviously they don't want their visitors wearing super dirty helmets.
Do you
Well, I
have
can
an,
fix that real
do you have
quick.
an extra small?
Oh, they're adjustable.
We have a thimble.
They have a strap. They have a strap.
Well, that's nice, but it's still shucks.
And
That's why you're the one not sneaking.
we'll give you one for the size of a dwarf, and then we'll just take it up.
Snug it up.
Dwarves have pretty big craniums.
Stick some extra
Okay.
berries in
Oh,
there.
we'll see.
All right.
Patting.
I might just carry it like a football.
That works. All right. So then you guys go down the tunnel, and Sybil, you still have your detect empowerments up, and as you guys are walking, you start to see various spots where portions of the wall start to glow purple or give off a purple hue. But you guys are led down a series of windy curves, which ends up leading to a small bridge that leads across a crevice, and then to a bigger portion that has a couple of rock formations that go straight up to the ceiling. Granted, the ceiling here is not as high as that other area. This is a good, 11, 12 feet,
So it's
and
half.
that's it.
Yeah.
So it's not as tall as going 30 or 40 feet, but there are these rock formations that go up. And then you guys come to a ledge where there are smaller lifts for the carts to go up and down, but the way that the formation of the rock is, it plateaus and goes down and then comes out a little bit more, and it's like steps that naturally formed in the rock. So because of that, they had to make several lifts to actually go down this series to go down to the next section. There are lifts, and then there are also ladders to climb up and down. So you guys go through these series of lifts, and it ends up leading you down into the third part of the mine, where this is where they do the majority of the mining now.
We literally see miners smacking stuff out.
And this third section, yes, this is where you start to see miners actually.
But
like hitting
we
the
didn't
wall
in the
and-
second and the first?
Correct.
Okay.
When I say that you guys were seeing some purple hue and whatnot, it wasn't like, oh, I can touch it right here on the wall. Like it was, feet into the wall. So you guys
so
are.
It was from what Sybil did.
Yes. So you guys get down into the third section of the mine. And as you get down here, again, there's more railway that is winding through the tunnel. It is quite dark down here. Those of you that have dark vision aren't having any problem seeing, but those of you that do not have dark vision,
Shadow.
you are definitely very reliant on the headlamp light that you were given for helmet wise.
And making sure you don't
Oh,
bump into
you guys
anything.
have goggles, so you put them on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've-
probably.
Okay.
There's still one member, I believe, that does not have.
It's me.
Yeah.
I can't see in the dark.
Because we
But
like
you
to
have a
buy
helmet,
themselves,
so I mean you can see like up to 20 feet in front of you for,
which is fine
Yay
because
for
that's
helmet.
everyone around you.
and it's in a cone in front of you.
So
So you come down to the third part, and the tunnels are wide enough for you to walk alongside the railway and whatnot, and to make your way around different individuals that are there trying to push the carts of ore. You end up coming, or you turn left when you get to this third level, and you go into this bigger room or this bigger area, and there's people, actively hitting the walls and whatnot and pulling out this chunk of what it looks to be earth, but you can make out like the hard green exterior
Copper.
of the ore that they're mining, and it comes out, obviously in chunks, and it's thrown into these carts, and then when the cart's full, it eventually comes and goes up. He explains that this is where this is the mine proper of where all of the mining is done right now. Unfortunately, we're only able to mine the less productive veins because of certain incidents that have come up recently. But we're
Security?
hoping that we can
For
go
support?
back to mining the more productive veins, but as of now, we're only able to mine from these veins that have been mined for years. So yes, there's still ore there, but it takes more time to get to it, and it's not as productive.
So, has the price gone up?
Not necessarily. It takes more time. That's all. And because of that, and us trying to fulfill the order, that's why we have to have people working around the clock right now.
what incidences have been keeping you from the newer things?
Well, and he starts leading you guys back. He led you guys down one tunnel, basically, to show you, miners actually working the mine and whatnot. And he starts leading you back to the lifts to go back up. And he goes through and gets onto the lift. And as you guys are going back up, he says, well, as of a few weeks ago, there have been reports of miners going missing and strange creatures in these that have been just appearing out of nowhere in the mine, and they always seem to be coming out of the more productive veins for whatever reason.
They're making
And we've never seen these creatures before. We don't know what they are, or where they come from. But until we can get somebody to come in and clear those veins out, or at least keep them from getting into those veins so that the miners can go in there and work it safely, we're stuck working the less productive veins. And by this point, you guys have made it back up to.
He's a slow talker.
Well, there's more to it than that.
All the insight check that he doesn't know what's actually going on with the monsters, or if there even are monsters. Maybe he's making it up.
Okay.
Well, roll, please. Oh, no, that's a 17.
Let me try.
I'll use my humanness to roll it.
Yeah, your humanness that you didn't roll earlier.
That's a 9.
Oh, 17, yes.
Okay.
Alright, so, what do I say? Another.
Yeah,
It's a group.
Great.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, around the
based on your roll and his roll, it would seem to you like the reports of strange creatures is accurate, and
Okay.
he seems to be. I mean, he's pretty hard to read, but it seems like he's being honest about not knowing anything.
So he
Okay.
has not seen any of these creatures?
No, he's just been given reports that
Does he know
Like-
where?
minor, yes, in the more
Has
productive
anyone
veins, which is
ever lived through an attack?
what was that?
Has anyone ever lived through an attack?
Or abduction?
They
Yeah.
there are individuals that have lived through it because that's how they get the reports of
Okay.
miners being in a
what did
vein,
they
and then
describe?
they
You
just-
have me intrigued.
Yeah, I'm asking with it too.
Yeah.
And I'm using my insight and I rolled a
I'm
1.
asking because we do have some talents and we are quite capable as we do travel long distances, on the road.
And he does see that we have weapons on us. And
So,
patches.
if we could help you maybe investigate this as part of our deal, we could maybe
Work a deal,
negotiate a
yeah.
price that's, a little lower than normal. Perhaps, but if I would like to get more information on it before I offer that to, your
Service.
betters.
well, what the miners have described is humanoid like creatures with long claws with a deep or a dark gray like skin.
Is he describing orcs?
Trolls?
Gray elves.
Urukai! No,
Mother-in-laws. Oh, I didn't say.
They also had
the other.
sharp teeth as well,
Wow.
and they just came out of nowhere, essentially, and just started like clawing and hurting and attacking the miners. And then, they would run for their lives, and then miners that we knew were in those veins working, whenever we did a head count, some of them did not come back. So we've shut off those veins until we could get somebody in here to
Check out.
check it out.
Right, and your town guard isn't able to do any of that?
Well, they are busy protecting the town, so we'd like to get somebody outside to come in and deal with this that has a little bit more expertise.
I thought they
with
were
dealing with-
someone from outside.
No.
They're outside hired group compared
they're
to the
outside
townspeople.
hired.
They're not the townspeople, they're a
They're
group
not
that's
town
hired
guards.
outside the
These
town
are
to guard the town.
warriors.
Yeah.
You do know that, right?
Oh, I see
You're
what
saying-
you. I see
Yeah,
what
to
you
the
mean.
guy or to Cole?
No, to the guy.
Okay.
Oh, no, we're jumping on this.
I mean, I guess in essence they are an outside source, but again, they are here for.
They guard the inside of the town,
Yes.
but they're from an outside source. That's
Correct.
yes, yes, we're not dancing around.
As most villages have hired help that come outside of the town to protect.
Yeah, not many.
I mean,
A
they.
lot of them have their own people
if,
who
if the
train.
village folk, if they pulled village folk to protect the town, they wouldn't very well be village folk.
They would be townspeople that were brought up from the town, that are guarding the town.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
but essentially,
Yes.
anytime
But because
that
most
you,
of these town folk are busy working, it depletes the amount of people that can guard. So thus, an outside source to be hired for this particular town. That's why.
I mean,
you need-
eventually you're going to have to
you're going to run out of
hire
townspeople.
outside of the village in order to find the people willing to risk their life for other folks. to
No,
protect.
no. Usually, a lot of people like to risk their lives for their own family. So you would find a good group of townspeople that would like to be guards. But since most of the townsfolk that are of that age and gender are working in the mines, there's a lack of people to be able to be hired for guards in this town because they're down here working. So an outside source to be hired is probably an easier way for this town to get guards. I'm not saying there shouldn't be guards from another town. I'm saying there would be a higher probability you have people that are hired from the outside of town to guard because there's no one inside to do the job.
Sorry about that.
Sounds
He's
like
very
the
long-winded.
sounds like most cities, towns, and villages. Yes,
No, most city towns, they have enough to do their own guarding.
but it's people that are getting paid to guard, and someone that was like, I think that it would be cool to be a guardsman, so I'm going to learn how to defend myself.
No,
Or
that's different.
somebody walks into the village and is like, you know what? I know how to handle myself. I'd like to become a guard.
And then they would probably live in the town, but they're not a part of a group to be hired for the whole town. There's a difference. Someone as an individual is not a whole group.
So you're saying that he narrows his eyes at you and
Mhm.
says, so you're saying that the guards here at Whetstone are a group, an entire group that are hired to guard the town? They're not,
That's what it looks like to me. What's it look like to you?
it looks like
You never gave it a
men
thought.
that are guarding a village or
No,
a town.
so you never gave it a thought. No, that's fine. But right now you need.
Inside Jeff!
Yeah, I rolled a one on this conversation earlier. I mean, so obviously he's being cagey, so which is expected.
I mean,
So,
you guys come in here for a tour and then you guys are like
Well,
laying into him about the
well, talk
current.
about security and the people that are literally doing the digging.
Doesn't know anything, he's fine.
So yeah, well, he might be ignorant because he's down here all the time. But
What are you talking about? He is ignorant. What are you talking about? Look at his face. He's so innocent.
In this dim light, I mean.
Look
so
at those shifty eyes. They're not. They're
By
it's
this
they're just
shifty.
worried.
by
That's
this
all.
point, you guys would have made your way back up to the
We're all over him.
bigger area on the second
Yeah.
layer, where all the tables in his office are.
Mm.
Somebody say office? Huh? What was that?
A long time ago. It's over now. Don't do it.
Officina?
Don't do it.
Oficina. Donde está?
Then you have to work around the clock to make and just meet for the request.
I didn't catch all that, Kim. I'm sorry.
Who is your big shipment for?
Um,
Like, is it like a philanthropy kind of a thing where you're giving it away, or like they're paying for it, or?
well, I don't really discuss client information with
Oh, come
potential
on, you can tell me.
clients. I'm
It's
sorry.
not that big of a deal.
Start
I just want
rolling.
to see
No.
if they got a better rate than I will. I'm trying to compare rates here.
that's all up to the Lord and Lady on discussing rates with clients.
Sure,
That is not
sure,
up to
but
me.
what can you, like, see if you can't help me out here, just a little bit. See what you can't do. I'm trying to persuade him.
all right,
to
all right.
tell me.
Go ahead, roll a
Okay.
persuasion check.
That's what I said. Start rolling.
I gotta add that in, because I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah, you are. Or it's constantly you're persuading me.
Okay.
Persuading me.
Almost thou persuadest me.
Okay. Come on, roll better than you've been rolling today.
Switch out the die.
Okay, mediocre.
Oh, I was gonna say you can
Great.
take my roll. 9.
Was it even a success or no?
It's a good success.
Okay.
Well, it's better than staying.
It's a 13 out of 17.
He definitely takes time to think about it, but does come back and say, I can't make exceptions. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna overstep my rule
Wow,
here.
you seem like a really upstanding fellow. This guy has impeccable integrity,
It's
as far
flattery
as
or
I can
different.
tell. Look at his face of honesty. That's amazing. I'm super impressed.
Is flattery a different
Well,
knowledge?
I hope that
Let's
you all
fail.
enjoyed your tour of the mine. Is there any other questions, perhaps, about the mining process or anything that...
Yeah, the location of your dumping ground?
Oh, yes. That is on the...
In the elephant graveyard.
That's on the north side. Yes. Basically, on the other side of the wall, on the north side,
We always dump our sludge.
along... Yeah, that's where it's at.
So if we were to go to the guards who, are always there, they would know where it is?
The guards that
Do you
are
have guards
always
on
there.
the north wall? That's
Yeah,
what
like
she's
on the
saying.
north side. Because you do this all the time. They would know what we're talking about if we
Oh,
asked
yes.
them
The
to point
dumping
it out.
site.
Yes, they would know.
Okay,
Okay, all right.
well,
I have a question then. Would you mind if we took a look at the type of disturbance area where these creatures pop up? I happen to be rehearsed in possible identifying creatures of some sort that are out of the unnormal.
I mean, he looks over all of you and he's like, well, I mean, it would be much appreciated, but I mean, if you guys are potential clients, I would hate to ask you to do something that's going to risk your
hold
life.
on, let's wait. I want to use that as a bargaining chip for my
Yes,
for my
yes.
price.
I just wanted to see if he was up to the possible
Taking
suggestion.
them down
Yeah,
later?
yeah,
Okay,
yes.
okay. I thought you were talking about
Because you're
now.
not
Yeah.
asking us, we're offering. You don't have to ask
Okay.
anything. I'm offering.
I
my
will
service.
say this.
No,
If you investigate this and are able to help get rid of whatever these creatures are, and we could end up using the
Veins.
veins again, I will make it a point to mention it to the Lord and Lady and see if they would be willing to offer you a deal or a discount on your guys' purchase or whatever contract or deal you decide on.
Why would you interject in that point? I'm just curious now. That would be part of the negotiations. Like that would be before we actually sign any paperwork or anything. So why would?
You said that you're looking for some way to possibly...
She was saying
Right.
that you didn't
I
earlier
would-
have a way to
Yeah.
intervene on a price of anything. And now
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't-
did
I don't
that,
need
then you
your
would see if you
Well-
could show clout to do that.
I was simply saying that I couldn't just say, yes, I can lower the price for you. But I can talk to the Lord and Lady about if you did them a service by doing this and see if I could put in a word to possibly lower it.
Well, how about this? Why don't we go to the Lord and
I
Lady?
thought you didn't deal with the prices.
I don't. I don't
He's saying for
decide on
favor.
the. I don't decide the
Right.
prices and whatnot.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just tit for tat here. So if we talk to the Lord and Lady about this, then they could set up a proposition, and then you don't have to be a part of it, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just then you would know that if we do come back, then we are, and we know you'd be appreciative that we got the permission from the Lord and Lady to help out in this manner.
Right. Yes.
We could do a
We're-
deal
we're
with them
speaking,
ourselves. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you the middleman.
Yeah. So that way you can just keep doing what you're doing, and we appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you're doing a great job. You
Yeah.
run this place tip top. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Even with less people that normally can work here, but you're doing good.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. If that's what you guys want to do, I mean.
Yeah, we'll go straight to the horse's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you guys know where to find me if you come back to the mine and wish to take care or wish to go down there and take care of this. So.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
very
sounds
good.
good.
We will talk to you later.
So
Well, I will take you back to the top here and to the mouth of the mine and wish you a good day.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So he takes you guys back up to the first level, back out to the gates, and says, "Thank you for taking the tour and whatnot. I hope that it was enlightening as well as
It was very informative,
informative."
Mr.
Yes.
Gillies. Yes.
Mhm.
And I hope that it further impresses upon you to do business with us.
We will do a type of business, yeah.
Alright. Well, have a good day. And he
Where's the
Turns
ladies'
back.
room again? No.
It's not down there.
I gotta keep up the act, remember?
yeah, that suddenly just disappeared.
She's more in her element.
All right, so where are you guys going?
To the left. No.
We're gonna go meet with the guard guy.
The
Okay.
Because we
head of the
also had a
guard,
meeting with him today.
Okay.
Maxwell.
Because
The
that was
new
also supposed to
guard
get set up.
is next.
So,
Yeah.
Not the old guard. He's the one that I know.
Okay.
the Maxwell or something.
Maxwell.
Maxwell.
All right. So you
Maxwell,
guys,
yeah.
you guys go to back up towards the manor and go to the large building along that road. And you walk in. There's a decent amount of
Cutthroats guards.
guards walking in and out. But you guys walk in, and it looks Dothra and Raylog. It looks similar to the station that you guys walked into in Kings Harbor, just with various different stairs going up to different levels and whatnot, and then there being a central circular
How big's
desk.
this building? Is it 2 stories then, I assume? It has
Yes,
stairs.
it's 2 stories.
Okay, all right.
2 stories,
We're going at it.
and it's
Okay,
a
go lay down.
decent sized square building.
Go lay
Okay.
down.
And it does have fencing or a wall
Mhm.
around the outside as well.
Mhm.
So where do you guys want to go?
We go to the informative place where we can talk to someone to see Mr. Maxwell.
So you guys go up to the desk, and there is one of these guard individuals sitting there.
They have the
younger-
same garb on with the
They're
Crimson
all
Blade
out.
thing?
Yeah, they're all outfitted pretty much the same.
Okay.
And this is a younger, elvish man with a scar that goes up the left side of his face and goes across his eye, but he's still able to use the eye. And it's just like a scrape, and then it
Mhm.
stops, and then goes up more.
Might get some salve on that. Okay.
Yeah, and has short black hair. And looks up as you guys approach and says, "Ah, yes, what can I do to help you?"
Oh no, he's German.
An accent. Okay.
Yeah. We're here to see
Oh, no.
the head guard Maxwell.
Do you have an appointment?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
What's the name?
Van Mosdem?
Sybil Van Mosdem. Yeah.
Okay, and he looks at a book and he's like, "Oh yes, I was told. We were told that you guys might be coming by today. Let me go up and see if he's busy in the middle of a meeting or something, and I'll see if he can speak with you." And he gets up and
Yeah, fantastic.
walks up one of the flight of stairs and disappears down a hallway. And a few moments pass, and then he comes back and he says, yes, he's able to see you now. If you'd follow me." You guys follow him, and he leads you down a hallway and
Check for traps.
and leads you to a door that's closed. Opens it, and it leads into a larger room
You don't need it.
with a desk and with some papers on it and whatnot. Sitting at the desk, you see. Let me pull up a actual image of him. A rather rough-looking man, human, with dark brown hair that is goes down to his shoulders, and then he also has like not a pointy goatee, but like the full chin goatee that is just enough for it to be like it doesn't actually extend a couple inches. It's just the hair being around the chin, basically. He has a leather vest on, a thick leather vest on that is open on the front end. Like you can actually see like his abs and whatnot through it, with some straps going across, and has some fur around his shoulders.
He looks like anime.
We would consider this almost like hide armor,
Yep.
almost
Hi.
ish. With dark pants on and some leather boots that actually have metal plating on just the front of it, like a metal
Protective shin
plate
guards. Yeah.
just on the front of like where the shins would be. And he looks up and you see these really bushy eyebrows. You also see some. There's a good amount of hair that's also coming out of his ears as well. Just it looks like a very hairy individual. And he looks up and he goes, "Yes. And who are you?"
Sybil Van Mosdem and my company.
"Ah, yes. I was told that you guys would be coming by for a visit. What can I do for you?" And he looks at the guard that brought you up and said, "You can go."
We were inquiring with the Lord and Lady about security and other things for transportation of potential shipments of immunite, and wanted to see what you had to say about that.
Well, I mean, we can always pull some individuals off of the guard here, but we'd prefer not to. We usually outsource putting up on bulletin boards. I cannot keep this voice up. This is very difficult.
I believe you. I was wondering how long that was going to last.
Quit smoking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put it down. What did I tell you? No.
We do
No more puffs for you.
outsource most of the time to neighboring towns and villages and put a notice on the bulletin board, and those that decide that they want to earn some coin by protecting a shipment, or if they want to do something like that as a career or something to what's the word I'm looking for? Consistently earn coin. They come here, we vet them, make sure that they are people of some rapport and are not going to be, taking advantage of those that are paying for the shipment. But a lot of times we don't even have to outsource because those that are purchasing from Whetstone are usually wealthy enough to actually own their own or buy their own protection for their own shipments. So, but that is the process that we go through. We do offer that if you need us to reach out to neighboring villages or towns or cities to find help. We will find it. It just might take some time and it may cost some extra coin.
Blame.
I think.
Is any other questions or?
Yeah, are all these guards like? Are you like in charge of them?
Yes,
like
I am the
volunteer
captain.
boss?
I am their captain. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they
So-
all report to me.
The that symbol in the flags is like your crest, right?
Yes.
Just double
What?
checking that you are all the same people. Okay.
Yes, and he kind of gives you like a raised eyebrow look.
I just noticed that the flags weren't the same as the Van Mosdem crest, so I just wanted to steal like.
The Van Mosdem crest.
Sorry, my bad. My brain is so bad.
Huh?
Oh man. The other people, who's going to
The Chasma.
Chasma. There it is, the chasmas. There we go.
Well, yes, we ran it by the Lord and Lady to see if they were okay with us putting our banners over, just as a, I guess you could say, advertisements for our services.
Oh, do you do other things?
Mainly just hired help and hired muscle.
Do you have more than just this? Like I could outsource you to like another place if I wanted to?
If you have a better price for us, I mean, sure.
Okay. What if I wanted to hire a small band of like say 5 or 6 for like some localized like monster hunting, say? Like, I would go with them, but like they would be like my sister.
I mean, that could be arranged. It's not really what we do, but
Oh, I thought you said you were like people for hire.
we're hired muscle, but we don't really engage in the monster hunting business.
So what happens if the monster shows up here? Are you gonna say I'm not into monster hunting?
No,
Like,
no, we'll
I'm not
defend
into
the
this.
village and we'll.
I'm
I'm not into monsters. I'm the...
Well, hunker down and cower.
No, it's just that's not exactly what we don't go out specifically looking for monster hunting excursions or whatever.
But you do protect the inhabitants of the town from monsters, if there was to be any monsters to be had.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
We specialize in man flesh, though.
That's
Have you heard
interesting.
about the mine?
I am aware that there have been incidents going on in the mine. However, we are busy protecting the village, and if we continue to send
From
people
what?
from anyone that might want to come in and take advantage of
But
Whetstone.
you already know where there's a threat, and that's where probably you should lean your guards towards when you know
I
you
mean,
have a
not that
threat.
I'm a captain of the guard or anything. I've
It
never
just
been a
makes
captain of
sense.
the guard, so I
Well,
don't know. But it just seems that way. to me.
Yeah, if there was someone in a tree shooting at you from a distance, you would probably send guards after that area. Since there's people that are being hurt down in the mines by an unknown source, you should be putting your resources down there to protect
we
the
are
people.
actively looking for a group to come and clean out the said creatures in the mine.
But
we have
not the
had-
ones paid by coin here to be hired to protect the citizens at the moment.
Well, somebody has to protect the citizens on the surface.
You don't know how to rotate guards? Is that very hard?
We can, but what's
But
this
was
to
it-
say that I send some. I don't know the extent of what these creatures are, how many there are.
You didn't investigate.
You're right. I would have to commit men down there, I
And you
could
don't know how to
lose men.
rotate. You won't lose men. They're very strong.
You always see some. They're really
Yeah,
tough
they're
looking.
beefy. Some look like they could handle you.
They could certainly try.
Well, has that actually happened? Or wouldn't they dare?
They wouldn't dare.
Oh, okay.
Insight check.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah,
Go
I
for
would see
it.
that too.
Go for it.
Oh, it's cocked.
Did he embarrass her? Is he just like, no, I'm
3.
actually pretty confident.
So when he says that they wouldn't dare, he gets a very like sly grin on his face, like if you only knew what happened to the last person that tried to challenge me
Mhm.
for superiority. Type,
He
like,
just sounds like the guy who would
like
back
he
up when
relished
yeah.
in like absolutely just defeating and
Yeah.
crushing his
Mhm.
opponent. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, well, we might actually potentially be interested in looking into that. But, you know, we're going to talk to the Lord and Lady
Yeah.
first before
Yeah.
we give you any definite.
Because it is their mind.
Yeah.
And they're the one that makes the
100%
final
there,
decision.
so, you know.
Yeah. And they have
If
authority.
they're okay on it
Yeah.
first.
I see. Well, I mean, I see that you all have, are armed and whatnot, but I didn't want to
I got 2 of them.
assume that that is something that you would be interested in. But that would certainly keep us from having to outsource finding help.
Well,
and
it sounds
whatnot.
like you're strapped.
Well, you'd still have to pay me. I mean, sorry.
That-
work for free.
yes, and I do not blame you for going and risking your life for that, and I'm sure the Lord and Lady would be more than willing to accommodate for that.
Mm. Have you even thought about, when you said to outsource, to even go into mines, have you even thought of a price that you would want to hire people? Compared to the guards that you already have, because it's such a unique and out of the way thing and dangerous?
The price currently that we're offering for outsourcing is 400 gold. But granted, we don't know the extent of what this problem is.
So
and
there's
how many
stipulations
are.
to your price.
Correct.
And you mean 400 for the job, not per person.
Yes, 400 for the job.
How much do you have for a guard for his normal duty hours?
Probably like a gold a day or something like that. I don't something like that.
Man, and they haven't taken this up?
God, you know it'd be cheaper to throw his thugs down there instead of paying $400 for a group that you don't even know will work.
Which is from what I've
Well,
heard
if they go
from
down,
mine.
if they
He's
go,
a little more
if they go
brawny
down
than
there and they
smart.
die, then they're not
It's
getting
really
paid.
dangerous, and 400
Big
would
deal.
not
It'd
be
just
a
get more
suitable
from his
amount
establishment.
for
It's no big deal.
It sounds really dangerous anyway.
Yeah, it does. So, yeah, I wouldn't think your guards would be up to that
400 would
anyways.
be on the lower end if we're telling
Yeah, it'd be
you
very
gold.
low. What's a price of a life? Exactly. That's why you don't want them to be expendable
And
down
I've
there.
been told there have been several that have been lost. 400's really low.
Yeah, it's very low. Especially for the production of demonite. If this keeps going on, there won't be enough townspeople.
Well,
That
I
would
mean,
really put a damper on things.
Because then they wouldn't be able to pay for the extra guards that you have.
from
I
what
wonder
I've
who
been
they
told,
get to mine once all the villagers are gone.
Yeah. You might even take the guards down there in the mine.
Right, that would be like
Yeah.
the last ditch resort.
Yeah.
Totally. They barely ever think about doing that.
And then they probably take the cleric and tell him to go down there.
Yeah.
What a sad day that would be.
he sits there in his chair and kind of like leans back and puts his feet on the desk and like crosses his arms and he just is like watching you guys go
He's
back and
entertained.
forth. Yeah, like
Yeah.
okay.
He's got nothing else better to do.
Really though, I want way more than 400 though.
Yeah. Yeah. No wonder you don't
I
have
mean,
outside.
400 gold though for doing like a clear out of a mine or something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
Granted-
for snakes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. They don't know what it is. So
They know it's worse than snakes, and it's got big nasty teeth, and it chomps people up, and people can.
Big sharp claws, humanoid form,
Yeah.
usually attacks
For-
in kind.
Farmer
Out of
Gold's a
nowhere.
lot of
Significantly
money.
more dangerous
I mean,
than
to you
just
guys, it
normal
doesn't seem
Yeah.
like I'm a lot of money, but for the average person,
Well, we're not talking about the average person. We're talking about people who are in the system to do this.
Yeah,
They know it's worth
specialized
right.
field
Yeah,
of adventuring,
exactly. We know
monster
better than that.
hunters, things you don't know about, Mister. I don't know
Yeah,
monsters.
and there's no entrance to the mine other than where they're coming from. Where they're going, there's probably extensive reasons why they're coming out, and there's no other way to get in the mine. So this is worse than like, oh no, a couple ants came out. No, this is worse. This is something that's dangerous to even supernatural people.
We're just telling you because we've seen stuff.
Yeah, strange stuff.
We've actually had a little bit of history with mines. We've done the mine thing before.
Yeah,
It's pretty a lot.
yeah. Are they breaking the window to get in there?
See,
So,
well, I
legally
mean,
terrorist.
Well, they know what they said about our
again, we
law.
could potentially raise the price. It all depends on what you get. You guys or whoever surviving, and then coming back and letting us know what these creatures were and whatnot. I mean, that's just the price that we're starting at.
Alright, well, I'll tell you, we'll consider it.
Well, we do appreciate it, and if you're going, is there anything else that I can help you with?
What are your guard rates for the taking the carts?
It depends on the length of the
Say
journey.
to Kings Harbor. Say to Kings Harbor.
Just 2.5 days out.
Mhm.
It's probably on your chart on your table right there, probably under those papers.
Yeah, you have it already
I'm
listed.
trying to remember
Yeah.
if I told you guys how much.
Because it's so often this happens.
I mean,
I think you kinda did, but-
he would go through and explain to you guys the whole difference in price and whatnot on whether it's refined, whether it's raw, all of that.
For protection?
No, the
Fine
price
guards
Just the
versus
rate of
raw
your
guards.
Just the guards. Yeah.
just for guards, it would probably
Yep.
be like a total of like 150 to 200 gold.
And that's how many guards?
Probably like 6 to 10.
You would have a lot of guards waiting to want to do that compared to what they normally get a day just standing around leaning on the wall. Yeah. Like I said, that's a lot of gold for
They
the
should
common
just go
person.
in the mine because they get paid double that if they.
If they survive. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that just had to come out.
These guards are getting ripped off. These are pretty cool. No wonder they're
Or
or the way they are. From what we know. Okay.
actually cards.
We only do what we
They're
would know.
cutthroats.
But they're cutthroat guards.
They're not getting paid.
No
I
wonder
mean,
he wants
they
to-
are, but they aren't.
But
Yeah.
they would get paid.
Only what they steal and sack the people for.
Exactly. And you don't.
We're too law
You got-
abiding to
yeah,
understand.
you guys
these.
are asking questions for like a legitimate operation,
Yeah.
which this is not.
And that's why we're waiting for the numbers. That's what we do.
You guys are terrible. You're wasting time on stuff that doesn't matter.
All right, let's go.
You're
Let's.
saying my purchase doesn't matter to you?
No, your purchase does. Your
Not to the guard.
your call is very important to us.
Your calls are very important to us. Okay, we're done with the telemarketer. Okay,
That's the
let's
nicest thing a cutthroat has ever said to me.
let's go to the Lord and Lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
What do you-
thank you for your time,
Max looked.
Marald?
Maxold.
Maxwell? Oh, that's an
Next.
X. I don't have my glasses on right now.
Okay.
Like Marvel.
So you guys head up to the Lord and Lady.
Tom Marvel over there.
Tara is not going.
I'm not going.
She's not going.
Isn't that going?
Though you're in disguise and you smell like potatoes and onions.
Well, also because when I talked to the person who was part of the old guard, who's helping with the resistance, he agrees it's good for those two people, the Lord and the Lady, specifically, to not know him there, especially while they're.
Assuming they
I don't
recognize
know,
you.
something
But
else.
that's but right.
Yeah.
It's a better
Especially
chance.
while they're charmed.
That's fine.
Hey, you know moms.
Yeah, never.
It's all in the eyes. I can tell it's my daughter.
You left us.
Okay.
No.
All right. Let's go to the Lord and Lady. You can hang out with your bear for a while.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna go
Bond?
see what's going on there.
Screaming.
Well, I didn't know we're having fire.
So okay.
Okay. So you guys go up to the manor and you see Harlan and tell him that you want to talk to the Lord and Lady.
About mine stuff.
They are free at
I
the
didn't
moment,
talk to
so
my dad first. He didn't get back to me last night.
With a stone. To talk to Dad.
No, but
No
but
response.
I do need,
To check up.
numbers. I need to make sure that I need to know what my ceiling is.
Price ceiling.
okay.
Yeah. So before we do, the total negotiations, I need to see the ceiling. Is there a room I could go in and, just real quick?
Yeah. Before we talk.
I mean, you can do it on the walk up to the manor.
He's letting you walk and talk. Multitask.
Yeah, okay, fine, sure.
Be that way.
Are
Okay.
you and Marie?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Singing?
It's
Oh,
me again.
I didn't know you were having it today, but
I know you were
I
super busy yesterday, but
First
I'm
day
ready
back.
for the negotiations today if you are. We got the prices on the stuff and other stuff. Yep. Did you talk to the teachers about teleportation? What do you thought?
Okay. So, similar to what happened the day before, you sense that the message connects and you go through and talk, but there's no response.
What time is it?
At this point, it would be around midday.
Lunch isn't that important. You can still talk.
Water.
Hey guys, my dad's still isn't answering. I'm gonna try to call my mom.
Okay.
Hi, Mom. It's me, Sybil. I'm talking with this cool stone that one of my classmates made for me. I was talking to Dad earlier, and he is not responding. Is he, really busy?
You get the same thing.
I feel like I'm being ignored.
I know you're concerned.
Mom? Why do you hate me, Mom?
Actually,
Well, it's clear.
there might be a possibility that through your interactions here, it might have caused someone to do some drastic measures back to your mom and dad, and they might have put rings of charm on them or something, and they can't respond.
She can see it.
That would be really impressive, because there's 2 weeks away, 4 weeks away?
Not if someone could teleport there.
Big cat.
Yes, but not if someone teleported there and did your
Can't
dastardly
see her.
deed.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, she
Okay.
doesn't have the camera.
So, you don't have any connection there, so we have to deal with what's here, and then we'll
Right.
have to see what's going on back in. Do you have any servants or
Yeah.
friends you can talk to that are around you?
Yeah, I have employees in my art sanctorium.
Mm-hmm.
I can see what they're up to.
And then see if they can connect with your mom and dad for you.
Yeah. I mean, I have a brother and sister, but, they're the way they are. I don't really want to talk to them.
Well, it's closer than people who aren't answering. It might give you answers that,
Yeah, but what if they don't answer either? They don't feel like the same thing. And I'd be wasting my little dots.
well, then just get on with what we're doing and then we'll get back to that.
I can message one of the teachers.
We go from family members to teachers. That's fine because no one would think about sacking your teacher. So yeah, go for it.
Yeah, they don't know that my teachers are actually my best friends. Because that's how real life is.
Okay. We'll give it a shot, and then we'll get on with what we're gonna do.
Let me look up my teachers' names. Hold on. Let me find them. Nope. Oh, this is Katie Carver. NPCs. Whoop. Oh, hit the bottom here. Professor Zendryer.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to Professor Dryer.
Is this a female, male?
This is a dude.
Okay.
He's overdressed for the occasion.
He was pretty snazzy. I'll
Okay.
give him that.
El hombre.
All right. So you picture him in your head, and you say,
Hello, Professor. This is Sybil. I've been trying to contact, my parents. They don't seem to be responding. Have you seen them recently? Or could you at least, check in on them? I'm a little bit worried because I'm kind of doing some sneaky stuff, in another town that's kind of overrun with wizards. So they might be in a little bit of trouble.
And she hasn't been hiding her last name anywhere she's gone.
"Why, hello, Sybil. It's been a while. I have
No,
not
I
seen."
didn't know.
What's that?
I didn't know that.
I said, wow, you sound just like Isaac.
No, he's not. No. It's just me not changing voice. Sadly, I have not seen your parents in a while, but that's probably because I've been on the road for a little bit. I'm actually traveling as of late,
I mean,
so I'm not actually home right now.
Wow, where are you going?
I'm actually traveling to Mythborough.
Wait, Mythborough?
Yes, Mythborough.
I'm kind of near there. That's kind of neat. What are you doing in Mythborough?
I was traveling because I heard that there might be something that basically, he got news of something that intrigued him, and he was like, "Oh, this is something that I'm interested in. I'm going to go and check it out."
That's very vague.
What was super interesting about it?
What's that?
Was
What was
intriguing.
super interesting about it?
And quick.
Well, there was a rare.
We might stop by.
Tell one thank you.
I didn't catch up, Arkham.
Alright.
What was
If
that,
you're
Kim?
still there, we might stop in.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, there's been a breakthrough when it comes to painting and artistry. A new way to incorporate imbuminite in with some paints, and you're able to add different effects that the paint can do either on a canvas or on other materials. And I was very intrigued about it, and it was something new that I'd never heard of, so I thought I would travel there and see it for myself.
And that's in Mythborough?
Yes.
Man, I missed something good. Wow. That is really cool. And you said it was in Mythborough? Oh, man, I totally have to go there.
Yes.
You're a really good painter, so I can't imagine the stuff that you would do with that.
Oh, like I said, it was very intriguing, and I was like, I absolutely have to look into this. And I've
I'm
never been to
actually
Mythborough
studying
before,
imbuminite
so...
right now.
What's that?
So I'm actually studying imbuminite right now.
You don't say.
I'm looking at getting some for the college, yeah.
Well, that would absolutely be lovely.
Then we could experiment with paints like ever.
Yes! That would be wonderful.
It would. Okay, my minute's pretty close to over. I only have one of these, so.
It was
Talk to you
nice
later.
hearing from you.
Yeah, you too, Professor. Alright. Gotta go. Bye.
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 Okay.
Yeah, he was absolutely no help.
Okay.
That was absolutely no help. All right, so you guys are going up to the Lord and the Lord and ladies. All right, so Harlan meets you, and you guys said that you want to talk to the Lord and Lady. They are free at the moment, so they come down and meet you in the large lobby area with the big long
I'm
table.
just going to assume I have no cap.
You have no what?
Capital.
I have no cap. I'm just going free.
We're going for bank. Okay. All right. So they come down and yes, it's good to see all of you again. What can we do for you?
I think. What were we doing?
We were going to inquire also about price of what the size that we
Yep.
thought about purchasing, and also if there was a reward in for services for helping make
That's what
the-
it was.
the
That's what
mines
they were
less
gonna do.
dangerous by looking to resolve their creature problem.
Yeah, we've heard that there's some monsters in your mines. Well, I'm trying to help out.
Because the safety of your workers is important to us too, because they're the reason why everyone is able to get humanite, is by their dedication to removing it from the mine. And there's been some deaths that have been down there. And we would like to keep that from happening in the future, because it's an important thing that they do for civilization.
I see. Well, if there's something in the mine that is keeping us from mining, and the protection of the miners are at
Paramount?
risk, and they are at paramount. If you were to take care of this, I'd say we could knock off the cost possibly for protection for the shipment. Would that suffice?
No,
Is this like a permanent thing, or more of like
a one-shot deal.
No. This would be permanent. Like what we can go out and hire the help and whatnot, but you guys would not be paying for the protection cost for any shipments that you do.
So
Because if we can't continue to mine those veins and the miners are at risk, then it puts the whole operation in jeopardy, and that is worth a lot to us if we can continue to
it's about time.
mine and be able to open those veins again.
So
Well,
you're
let's just do some math real quick.
so you're seeing the protection.
So they would waive the
Oh.
protection cost that it would be for shipping.
For
Yeah, I want to do
But
some
for
math.
one?
real quick.
No,
No, forever.
indefinitely.
In perpetuity.
Yeah, for
which
So that's like 150 to 200 every shipment.
correct.
Alright, so if we were to do this 10 times, we
You're gonna
would
cost the
be saving
company.
2,000 gold. Now, if we were to buy 20,000 worth of abumanite 10 times, that's 200,000. Alright, now let's say that instead of that, we get a percentage off. How much would that be? 9.15.
I would say half the price of humanite for our group.
50% is a little steep. They still have to make stuff on it.
They make a lot.
Essentially, you guys if you bought it raw without it being refined and whatnot, it would be like I think we said. What did we say last time it was?
No, I only have items.
Was it 200 for a wagon or a cart full, and then like 400 if it was
Yeah, I'm trying to
refined.
Okay, it is 9,000 gold for a huge application at cost.
For like
And that's just
or
one
something.
huge application.
But that was to make an item.
Right, which is 22.5 pounds.
How about we get a quarter off future purchases?
I was gonna say 25%.
That's 25% off for all future.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the
25%
security.
off.
By then we'll be able to teleport anyway.
Yeah. Because even if we got 50% off, that would be more than what we would be making in one trip
Well,
versus
for
10.
guards, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because if we can get rid of your critters, we're probably able to protect what we have anyways.
This sounds reasonable.
Okay, so 25.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
All right, so we would like to investigate and see if we can identify,
Right.
and then we can formulate a plan. And then implement it. And by doing, we'll be able to counter whatever this thing is and try to eliminate it.
Okay.
All right. So we could get back with the foreman, Gilius, and he could show us where the incidents have occurred. And then we can lay a wait and observe and see what we can find. Okay. Can we get a written paper from you or something, so that way we can give it to Gilius?
Certainly. I may write up a document for you mentioning what the agreement is and such.
Yeah, so that way we have the full agreement of what would happen after our services are done and then our reward.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. Was there anything else? Anybody?
Anybody?
Make sure there's
follow
not
that?
hidden writing on that document.
Is that in blood?
Oh yeah, I noticed that you all have a large emporium of blessed items. Well, did they run in your family?
Some of them are gifts, and some of them are tokens of. All of them are gifts, really, because some of them were gifted to us by
Mementos of the past.
people that we've made, that we've done business with, and other ones are from somebody that an acquaintance of ours that gifted it to us because it is something that they found, or that they specifically had contracted some people to find, or something to that sort. So most of them are
So
just
none of
gifted
them
to
are
us from.
family heirlooms.
Correct. None of them are family heirlooms.
Have you handled any of them?
No, I'm not very versed in weaponry, so I have no
Well,
reason
not all
to.
of them are weapons. Some
No.
of them are just utility. I've noticed.
What do you mean by utility?
Well, there's a helmet.
Well, I mean, I read the labels, and the labels told me that some of them were just like,
It was a cloak.
yeah, like it's a cloak. You can't stab anybody with a cloak.
Oh, I see what you mean. I mean,
Like they're not all like weapons.
not too familiar with the actual supposed empowerment on them,
He doesn't go to the
Um,
temple often, if you remember. Like,
but
He doesn't.
I only know
Go
what
to
the
his
items
house.
are from what those that gave them to us told us that they were.
and that was a long
I
time
see.
ago.
I actually kind of
Yes,
went
all
to
of these
school
were
for some of
given
that.
to the family before my time.
So you really haven't ventured to even wish to meddle with them because they're there. They're
Well,
ornamental.
if you were to
Correct.
meddle with him, I would suggest trying out the cloak. It looks, one, velvety to the touch. Two, impressively embroidered, and 3 incredibly handy for seeing things.
She is a lady.
So, you know, the eyes all on there.
Duly noted. Is there anything else that you require assistance with or wish to talk about, or?
Yeah, I do want to know why your town guards didn't think it was important to protect the mines. The ones that you know, hired.
Hire them to protect the population of your
Yeah.
town. These are the guards that protect, and why they didn't investigate to try to remove the
They
threat.
made no attempts to investigate the mine on the citizens' behalf, which is their whole purpose, assumedly. So,
Well, I mean, we have been outsourcing, looking for someone to come in and to handle the situation. My best guess on why they haven't sent some of the guards down is simply because
Are they like watchman guards? You don't think the
simply
warrior
because
type?
the situation is
they don't do monsters.
the situation
They
has
don't do
been,
windows either.
has been handled to the extent of there hasn't been any attacks in some time because after we have shut off those veins, but it's been contained, so there wasn't really any need to send anything down there unless we're looking to clear it out, which we are, and we were eventually going to clear it out. It's just we were going to see if we could get an exterior help or force to come in and help with it.
Your guards.
Because there are certain groups and guilds out there that specialize in this sort of thing for dealing with the unnatural and unusual and monster hunting type.
It's been going on for how long?
A few weeks.
Not longer.
They may have reached out to like the Slayers Guild or whatever, and they might be like have gotten a response about like, hey, you know, we'll get around to this, but right now we're
They're just low on the list.
yeah, they're not high on the list.
It's like a deli.
It could be
40.
something like that, or it could be totally bogus that they even reached out for help right now. Who knows? Like,
Oh, I'm going for that.
I'm
one.
gonna like look at the lady and just kind of go, "Oh, that's a really beautiful ring you're wearing. Where did you get it?"
oh, this ring was given to me by my husband. It was our engagement ring that he gave to me. Isn't it
Oh, so
beautiful?
pretty.
Oh, do you have it cleaned once in a while?
Yes, I mean it's clean. You know, I mean all of our jewelry is kept, you know,
Mhm.
nice and shiny.
Mm-hmm. So it would. Now, if I was to get something clean, similar to the services they do, that is there a place where they take that to outsource it instead of like just having your butler do it? And do they outsource it to where they clean jewelry and then bring it back to the manor here?
We have somebody. We have an outsourced individual that
Mm-hmm.
comes and helps and cleans our jewelry and things like that. I mean, we don't always use him, but whenever it needs like a very deep clean, we usually do this once a year where we have him come by, and we've used the same individual for years. Just comes in, takes care of it, cleans my necklaces and all of my jewelry, and does his as well.
Is he right here in town?
No, he's not in town right now. It's been, actually, it's coming up pretty close now on when we should have him by to actually clean things, our yearly jewelry cleaning.
Oh, could I get his name? He sounds like he's very handy.
Yeah, he's actually starting a gems shining business. So
Yeah, I've been trying to get
he's
some.
been looking into
gems
that
and-
actually.
and
so
see about
if we can get
settings
any
for the
contacts,
gems.
that would be helpful.
Yeah. Hugh.
We're busy being entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we're doing things like that.
His name
We're
is
doing a lot of things.
his name is Brand.
Brand.
Brand. Brand.
Brand. Why does that sound familiar?
Brand. BRAND. Does he have a last name, or is it like Cher? Just one.
We just call him Brand.
And he's a jeweler.
Yes, he's a traveling jeweler slash does cleaning if he's in a town or a city where the nobles wish to have some cleaned. He does very well for himself. He's quite the nice dwarvish fellow.
Oh, I know why it sounds familiar, because Brand is so close to Brent and Brentley. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
Very nice.
Is there anything else we can help you with?
I think that's it. We're gonna go take a peek at your mine.
Yeah.
See what we can find. I'll pull that into that deal as soon as we can. So we
Okay.
can move on to easier things that are more done on pen and paper.
Alrighty. Well, I wish you good luck. And we appreciate your help in this matter.
Well, we all seem to have something to achieve in this matter together for the safety of your townsfolk.
Agreed. Alright, well, if that is all, we will leave you to it then. And they shuffle off back upstairs.
Oh, we did.
Alright, so you guys are heading back to the mine?
Yeah, we'll go back to the mine and we'll talk to the front
We'll give
guy.
them the paper.
Yeah, and show him the paper that we have permission to do this.
Figure out how that ring got messed up. Okay.
Okay. So, as you guys get back to the mine, you go into the mine. The same individual is sitting in the cubicle, and he's like, "Oh, you're back."
Yep.
And you guys show him the sheet and say that you need to go talk to Gilius, and you know where his office is and
Yeah,
whatnot.
second floor.
Yep.
And you guys proceed to keep on walking. There is a bit of a bustle around the mine at this point. Seems to be a lot more people running around haphazardly. And
It's not because of our
as
orders.
you guys make your way into the mine and make your way down to the second layer,
Mhm.
there are actually guards down in the mine now, and there is a bunch of people
As soon
congregated.
as we get out, they go in the mine, really.
There is a group of
No, we kind of
miners that are in this big open area where the office is, and where, well, I guess you could say the common area / break room, or where his office is. And the guards, there's a group of 6 of them there, and they are all close to the entranceway of where the tunnel goes to go down deeper into the mine.
Yeah,
And
the
they're
shaft.
all standing there, and the foreman is talking to them.
Well, we brazenly walk behind them, but be quiet.
Okay.
So we can, if we hear them shouting orders, whatever.
There's also a miner there that is also talking to them.
Okay. Well,
And this would also depend on whether Kara's with you guys or not.
she's with us.
Okay. So Kara and Derek recognize this individual talking to the foreman. This is...
And she tells us all this too, because she's very informative for the group.
This is Soren talking to the foreman, and it seems like it is quite a heated conversation going on right now.
So it's not someone any of us have seen before.
No,
No.
you guys have
She's
not,
one of the resistance.
but Kara has. But Soren seems to be very up in the foreman's face and seems to be having a heated discussion with the foreman.
Is he a
Okay,
minor?
yeah,
Yes.
like Corvine said, we'll go up up there and like make ourselves like visibly known.
Yeah, so he
slash
sees
noticed.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, you guys catch the tail end of Soren saying something, and it basically is, I told you that this was going to be a problem. If we kept delaying this and not taking care of this problem, then more people were going to get hurt. And you just said, oh, just block off the veins. But no, they had to break through, and now more miners are hurt. There's more people disappearing. This is all your fault. I told you that we couldn't just leave it be. And the foreman's like, it'll be fine. We'll just seal it back up again until we can get somebody to come back in here and deal with the problem.
That would be us. We're here to
Sorry,
deal with it now.
I stopped because Toravine raised his hand.
To get his attention. When he said to get somebody, that's when.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were actually like
No,
going to say
that's- no,
something
that's-
or whether you had a question
It's a
or
gesture.
something. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll say
Gilius'
that out loud.
back is to you, and
No,
Soren
because-
is the one that would be able to see.
Oh, Gillies is
Yeah.
back? I thought it was
Yes,
reversed.
no. Gilius,
Okay,
you
alright.
guys are behind
Okay, alright.
Gilius, and the guards, like, Soren is with his back towards the tunnel,
Okay.
and the guards are behind, or beside and behind.
Okay, well, if that's the case,
Gilius.
I'll pick up a pebble
Okay.
and I'll toss it and hit Gilius on the shoulder. It's not a big pebble. It's just like something fell off the.
Why?
like that.
Why are you hitting people with rocks?
It's an ant thing.
Okay, so
Okay,
he turns around, he's like,
that
who?
we're here to deal with it.
He turns around, he's like, who did? Hello.
I'm sure he doesn't want to be a spectacle in front of us anyway.
Soren, is it alright if we finish this conversation later? Fine. And he just stomps off and
Kids.
walks
Can you not
walks
fuck
over
off?
to the
I'd like
elevator.
to point
The whole
me
mind
towards your
shakes.
wounded. Hello?
Yeah,
What's that, Sybil?
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I was like, can you please point me towards your wounded? Like, if they're right here and they need immediate
If there's
attention.
people hurt.
There's nobody laying down, and there's nobody that seems to be
Right,
hurt.
but I was saying, like, in general, if you guys
Yeah.
have people here still and they need immediate attention,
Yeah, point us
let
in the way.
us know, because we can help.
Okay.
We're counseling.
Would you guys mind accompanying me to my office so we can
Talk back.
talk there?
Of course, I've been dying to go. I mean,
Sybil's like, yes, take me to the office. The office, please.
to the office.
All right, so you guys go into this little cubicle area that's been that's separated from in this area, and you guys go in, and there's he does have a desk in there. He does have several picks in there, some like working like shovels and things like that, different types of working tools and things like that. And there's some papers on the desk and whatnot. A lot of them are just numbers of like the average or the amount of ore that's coming through, or how many cartloads are coming through.
Okay.
Some of it looks
Product
like
demand.
drawings and whatnot for the mine of the veins and whatnot, and you can see that some of them are blocked off and things like that. All stuff that you would expect to see. So he sits down at the desk, and he just like leans forward on the desk, or leans back and like puts his hands to his face, and just like one of those of like stress reliever type deals. And he says, "All right, I'm sorry that you guys had to hear that. Hopefully, you didn't have to hear all of it. But what can I do for you?"
Hey, first, would you like to have a berry? It's very refreshing and
I
it'll
don't
help you
really
relax.
have an appetite right now.
While he's denying the berry, I'm looking for something that looks like important on the desk.
Actually, this berry is refreshing. It'll help you not feel so stressed. It has nothing to do with appetite right now. It'll help rejuvenate your energies and make you feel relaxed and happy. It is a blessing that only the Creator can give us, and I'm offering it to you.
No. Like I said,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
looking
really
for
have.
anything that looks important on the desk.
Okay, go for it.
Mhm. It might seem foreign in a
Just
hard-working
do
place
an
like
awareness
this.
check.
Alright, you got it.
So I want to do a persuasion check.
What is
Okay.
my awareness? Where is it?
2.
Okay,
You're
36
taking
out
my
of 40.
berry.
What's that, Kim?
36 of 40.
Okay. You don't see anything that's out of the ordinary that piques your interest. I mean, anything that would be deemed important on this desk that you can see on the surface looks to be just like what I already mentioned about how many cartloads and whatnot are going through. There's nothing really that's popping out to you that is
Nothing
strange
dubious.
or it's not supposed to be there.
Is this a
Is
big
there
office
anything
that we'd
written
be able
in
to
like a
fit?
different language?
You guys all can
Or is
fit
it
in
all
here, but it's
common?
pretty tight. What's that, Kim? I'm sorry.
Is there anything written in a different language, or is it all in common?
It's all in common.
Okay.
Um, he does reluctantly take the berry and eats it.
Very good for you and refreshing.
Anyway, what? Yeah, I'm assuming you talked to the Lord and Lady and
Yes, that was very refreshing also. We talked about the concerns of the safety of the miners that would do the very ore that we would purchase, and it was very important to us for the safety. And we struck a deal with them in return for our services that they would help us with prices.
well, this is good to hear because it couldn't have come at a better time. We had to pull all the miners out of the mine because one of the veins that was blocked off was broken through, and some of the miners have now been injured, and some of the miners didn't make it out. We're assuming they're dead, but
You haven't investigated to find.
we haven't investigated it yet.
We would like to see where this area is and possibly what evidences the creatures leave behind to see identify possibly what they are before we encounter them.
Okay. Well, I mean, we will have guards down here on this level, in case
Has there
anything
been
comes
any
up.
description, maybe of a smell that they smell out of the ordinary? Sometimes creatures have distinct smells outside of their environment that they come from. Something disgusting or noises, maybe certain types of noises. Animals make certain noises unique to them. Creatures. Characteristics.
Well, any of the noises that we are told about is really just inaudible screeching and unintelligible.
Wailings.
Yeah, like creature sounds, like nothing that sounds like an actual language, and it's.
Well, not to us. There might be a language of the
No, it's
creature
a
that's
possibility.
not normal to us.
But, like I said, it's not like they're speaking in Dwarven or
Right.
Elvish
Well,
or
common is
something like
strange to a deer.
that. Yes. There's some form of screeching creature sound and smell, wet earth and just. They don't really describe much of a smell other than those that get away. They say that there's a wet earth smell, an earthy smell.
It's sort of like when
and-
worms coming out of the ground after
Yeah,
rain.
kind of, but different at the same time.
Because they're not worms.
So
Mm-hmm. Still earthy.
yes,
Unlike
I mean,
the mining.
which makes sense because of
Imagine
it
a
being.
humanoid worm. That would be nasty.
Don't
which
give
makes-
them any ideas.
Which,
Stop it.
which makes sense because of it being in a mine, but
And that seems to be the only way of entry is down below because there's no other entry that's man-made for them to come from.
true.
So you might have gotten close to a living quarters of an unknown creature cell, and they're bleeding out from where they live from into your mines where you have dug.
This is a possibility.
Or it's been stocked with monsters and we have to fight. But you are the only ones with access, so you would know who goes in and out.
Yes.
So the only way for identification would be now to see how they're getting into your mind.
He starts knocking his head. Like, yeah.
So if maybe you need to make a second barrier a little further this way to compensate for where they've broken through, so that way we have access.
Would it be good to remove the bridge, possibly, or
Is there a way to seal the bridge off and still have the bridge, but to have it so that way it's accessible but locked?
we could also.
I can't
Because
remember.
I don't want to block off the way so that you can't get back, though.
Correct.
If you're trying to escape.
But that would be a strong gateway door concept to reopen, not the idea of wedge and block and total seal. It's sealed as long as it's a secure, closed doorway, like a garage door or something, concept with a bar or whatever. It's temporary, of course. It's only for safety precautions. Nothing could continue to come this way if something went awry and more came out than we knew about. So that
We could do something with putting, like, I mean, we don't really have much here for barricading stuff, but we could use, like, tables and whatnot.
Sounds perfect. We should probably get going while the trail is still fresh.
yeah,
so
the more we
can
talk,
catch 'em
the
faster.
less we can see of the.
The further they get, so we need to kind of get a move on. We'll
Yeah.
leave you to the defensive qualities of your mind.
All right, sounds good. And
As long as our bodies can get
I'm
through.
going to pull some more. I'm going to request that we have more guards come down here, at least until you guys return.
That is a very logical conclusion
Okay.
and practical.
Wish you luck then.
Thank you. Well, the Creator will guide us.
Yes.
True. Okay. All right. Then I guess
Okay.
as a group, that's what we'll go.
So you guys head down into mine, and they call it a mine.
This one I can. I don't see great pillars and structures of the doors and whatever.
All right.
This is a mine. I like to investigate for.
Yep.
15 minutes.
Yeah, we have a couple minutes. I really wanted to get you guys into this combat today. That's where I was trying to hit
Yeah,
you guys.
I know.
I really wanted you to get some combat.
Carl
this week.
rolls 20s on attacks and 1s on investigations, right, Carl? See?
Oh man, that's where I was trying to get you guys. All right, so you get down to the third layer where you guys were, and you can see just trail of where people were just rushing out of out of here and whatnot. You can see the way that different carts were just left
Yeah.
midway, being
Dug in
pushed and whatnot.
footprints
Yep,
and
and
running.
dug in footprints and tools being left behind and whatnot.
See any drips?
So you fought. What's that?
See any drips of blood from people carrying a frame?
Well,
or
not
something?
yet. And then you come to a part where there is a break in what seems to be the wall, but really it's just a tunnel that they closed off.
Okay.
And in this area, you see a smattering of blood in various different places where there definitely was a struggle, there definitely was something that broke through this wall or whatever was here for blocking this off. And there are no corpses. There are no dead miners or anything.
Okay. All right.
And there are drag marks and blood trails being, things being dragged into
Deeper.
the hole that was made.
Right.
And the hole is about medium size for like a medium sized creature to come through.
Okay. Does it look like something natural made the hole on the edge? that they
It
broke
looks like
into?
it was. It looks like it was like
Burrowed?
burrowed / broken through
Is this a different type
from
of
which
ground
side?
compared to the rest of the,
from the others.
on the other side that just niched into the edge and that's where they came from? The rock and ore on this side, is it the same or is it a little different on the other
It
side?
looks like this was just parts of rock that they, like when they are mining and whatnot,
They
just
throw in.
that doesn't have any ore in it that they are chopping out to get in farther into the wall and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it's just spare rocks and debris, I guess you could say, or spare
And whatever it
wall,
was
and
dug
they just,
into this.
and they dug through it or
Okay.
pulled
All right.
rubble through and dug through
So
it.
something's deeper than right here.
All right, let's
Yes.
go.
Okay. Can I look for footprints before we
No.
do that? I know.
Yeah, you can
You
look
know
for
what?
footprints.
9 out of
This is an investigation.
yeah, my intelligence. I have to roll a 9, so it's a major success.
Okay. You do see, regular booted
The minor
footprints
stuff. Yeah.
and whatnot from the miners,
I'm looking for creature footprints.
and then you see a type of footprint that looks humanoid, but then it has claw. It looks like there's claw impressions.
2 or 3 fingers. How many?
It looks like it has 5 digits.
5 digits.
Yep.
Okay.
It really seems like organs. I can't help it.
Is it humanoid or is it more elongated, sort of maybe like a lizard? That still has as many.
It is a little bit longer than like the average
Not an orc.
human.
It's not an orc. Okay, this is my creature roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll the 2.
Okay. This does not sound like anything that you've encountered. You do not know of anything. I mean,
Well, not encountered, but I read about this. That could be from the underworld.
yeah, this doesn't sound like anything that you've read about or heard about or have encountered.
Okay.
Whatever this is totally new to you.
Could it be reptilian?
It's possible.
Because it doesn't look, or I know what an orc footprint looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't look orcish.
Okay, so it's not orc.
Yeah, it does not look orcish.
Okay. Is there scratch marks in the stone area, like from where it's swung?
You also, through your investigation check, notice where these foot trails go.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bit of a gooey substance that seems to follow this trail, like almost like saliva, almost.
Does it smell differently? Is it acidy?
Yeah, it's a bit acidic-ish. Not to the point like if you touch it, it's like ah.
Yeah. Does it seem like a poison?
I mean, you can try tasting it or whatever. And find
Yeah.
out.
Just
Lick
take,
it.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Lick it.
Just take a little dab and like that.
Nothing.
It's disgusting. Whatever.
It is very, very
It's vile.
bad.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Well, we don't know what it is. So,
Also, the smell.
is there a tail? Like a
no,
drag
there's
area?
there's no drag or anything for tail.
Okay.
You also have the scent of wet, grimy, almost like marshy smell
The
to
algae
it.
smell.
To this area that you're in, this
Mhm.
immediate area, and it also smells like very just like if you could say non-human like BO smell, like just
A bad
rank.
locker room. Bad locker room.
yeah, ish
Yeah.
smell.
Do I
And
get an
also-
idea of the size of these creatures by the weight of the footprints
It's
and
well from the hole that you see
They're about
and
6
from
feet?
this. I mean,
5 feet?
they look like they're medium sized.
medium size? Okay, so they could be around 6 feet. Medium,
Yeah.
a little smaller than you, but bigger than the girls. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll go in.
Okay. And as soon as you go to the doorway of where this break or where this hole is or whatever that was broke through,
Yeah.
that scent just hits you, and it is just
Mhm.
like, woo! Woo-wee!
All right.
And it is dark
This is a
in
big
there.
change for
All right.
breakfast.
I'm gonna pop up Brutus
Okay.
because he's medium.
All right. Well, that's what we'll pick up next time. Is you guys heading down in here to figure out what these creatures are and
Okay.
where we go from there. So
Okay.
there will probably, most definitely, be combat next time.
Well, now that there was problems down yonder, there wasn't gonna be any combat.
I just had to get you to the mine first.
Yeah. Well, I see this as befriending the townspeople to get them to see that we're on the townspeople side, and then if we're